Former Housatonic League and Valley rivals Seymour and Shelton went their separate ways. Seymour opted for the Naugatuck Valley League and Shelton elected to join the Southern Connecticut Conference. Now in 2002 and next year also, with the calendar allowing an 11-game regular season schedule, Shelton and Seymour get set to renew their long-standing rivalry. Seymour returned several starters from its state runner-up 2001 Class M team. The Wildcats are led by three-year starting quarterback Joe Deptula and speeding running backs Matt Tursky and Chris Hebert. Shelton returns only two starters from last year's highly successful 9-1 team. Captains Chris Olenowski and Glenn Samaji pace a wide-open Gale offensive attack. From Finn Stadium in Shelton, Seymour and Shelton kick off the high school season in an old-fashioned intra-valley matchup on Telemedia's High School Football Game of the Week. Hello again, everyone. Ed Clements, Buddy Chernovitz, coming to you from Finn Stadium in Shelton. Buddy, I think it's well known that Shelton and Seymour have not played each other since 1993, but for two teams who have not faced each other since that long ago, they seem to know an awful lot about each other. Now, for instance, Shelton knows that Seymour is going to run the option, and they know they're going to have to stop the option.
Well, the Southern Connecticut Conference formed in 1994, and Seymour went into the Naugatuck Valley. Shelton stayed with the Southern Connecticut Conference, and this is a Valley rivalry. It goes back a long way. We know that Seymour is going to try and run the option. Deptula is a great quarterback. He's going to try and get the football outside. He throws the football very well. Shelton, on the other hand, has Samaji coming back with a lot of unanswered questions for that football team that are going to be answered tonight in a very, very interesting opener. I consider a very tough game for both teams.
All right, now when we talk about Shelton, too, you mentioned Samaji. You have to also mention their exciting and very well-skilled split end. Chris Olenowski, he's been starting for Shelton at split end. This is his third year. He's an exciting player. Shelton's going to rely on him. And the third big person for Shelton offensively this year will be their tailback, junior tailback, Joe Zarnecki. Shelton's going to have quite a wide-open attack this year.
Well, they're going to try and spread you out, and they're going to try and allow Glenn Samaji to do an awful lot, either getting the ball to Olenowski or being able to establish a run game. And I know Joe Benanto believes in the run game, so you're not going to see them go away from the idea that they're just try and run the football. And their offensive line, I think, is going to be a very big key to the football game tonight.
All right, what can our viewers expect this evening?
I think you're going to see two football teams that are going to come out very early testing each other. It's going to be an attempt on both teams to see what they can possibly do. They've come through the scrimmages, but the first game of the year, there's a lot of unknowns, and both football teams coming in with a lot of unknowns. And I think the quarterbacks are going to dictate the course of this football game. The quarterback that plays the best, I think, is going to be on the winning side.
Hey, it's great to be back, Buddy Chernovitz, and we'll be right back with Shelton Seymour football right after this.
Moments away from the opening kickoff in our opener on Telemedia Sports, our Valley High School football game of the week. And you're going to notice right off that we're in Shelton, but Seymour wearing the home jerseys. Shelton has new home uniforms this year. Unfortunately for the Gales, who are in their white uniforms, the home jerseys have not yet arrived. So please note that right away in this battle between the Southern Connecticut Conference and the Naugatuck Valley League. More importantly, two Valley rivalries. That ball was taken by Olenowski, or checked at Samaji in the end zone. It's an automatic touchback, and the Gales will begin action at their 20-yard line. And Seymour won the opening coin flip, and they deferred in their option to the second half. So we'll see the Gales first off on offense. In just a moment, we're going to give you that offensive alignment. Buddy, a great evening.
Beautiful weather
for high school football. I guess any evening, any kind of weather is good for high school football. We're very happy to be back. 1st and 10, and the Gales will open up in the I-back formation. That's Zarnecki. the tailback, stopped after a 1-yard pickup. Let's take a look at the Shelton offense. We're going to give it to you with the H-back, Rob Thompson. The quarterback is Samaji, and the one-back set it'll be Zarnecki. The H-back Rob Thompson, Chris Olenowski, and Tom Pascos are the wide receivers. And the offensive line, Mahalko the center, Zabendin, Sandin the guards, Alcutt and Dowdy the tackles, and Chris Castaldi is the tight end. 2nd and 9, just underway from here in Shelton. Samaji winds up, throws downfield, incomplete at midfield, and he was going for Pascos on the play.
Good coverage by Joe Deptula on the outside as Samaji tried to get the football straight down the sidelines. Incomplete, brings up a big 30 and about 9 for the Shelton offense. Their first series here of this 2002-2003 football season.
And when we have an opportunity, let's go over that Seymour defense. 3rd and 9 as we open up the high school football season. Telemedia's high school football game of the week. Lights have certainly not had their full effect yet in the middle of September. Olenowski from Samaji, he's going to pick up the first Gale first down of the 2002 football season out to the 36-yard line.
Good
tackle
bootleg.
made by Deptula. Go ahead, bud.
Good bootleg action. And watch as Samaji makes a little bit of a fake to try and hold the linebackers, gets to the outside, and Chris Olenowski wide open. Watch him come back to the football. Great catch, and then a couple of extra yards. Sidesteps there, Joe Deptula. Deptula gets finally the stop, but a first down for Shelton.
And that single back set, 3 wideouts, and they'll hand to Zarnecki. Gets nothing inside, and Joe bounces outside, picks up about 5 on the play outside the 40-yard line.
Zarnecki will hit right up in the middle, just a quick trap to the fullback. Watch her, he bops back outside, keeps his feet, and he'll pick up about 6 yards on a great move by Zarnowski, the tailback for the Shelton Gales.
Second and 4 for the Gales. And at their 42-yard line, we got over 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Just underway. And the toss, that's to Zarnecki. Eludes a tackle. Down to the 40-yard line, the near sideline. And Zarnecki will be stopped from behind, but not before the junior running back takes it inside the Seymour 5-yard line before he is stopped by Deptula.
Zarnecki will take just a little toss. He'll cut back right up over the center, avoids that tackle inside, and then just it becomes a foot race. You see Deptula there. He's going to get dragged down about the 3-yard line. Notice Joe Deptula never gives up. It's going to be a 1st and goal for the Shelton Gales. A great run by Joe Zarnecki, the junior.
Will spot it at the 4-yard line. It's 1st and goal for the Gales. Single back set, they're going to toss to Zarnecki. Zarnecki off left tackle, in for the first score of the 2002 season. Joe Zarnecki, the 5'7", 160-pound junior tailback.
Good toss outside. Great kick out block there by Alcott. Zabendin pull or blocked down, and right inside came Joe Zarnecki. 3 yards, touchdown for Shelton very quickly. And that was all started by that pass play from Samaji to Chris Olenowski, setting that up on the big 3rd and 10.
Glenn Samaji to attempt the point after out of the hold of Olenowski. And the officials have indicated there is a temporary stoppage of play here. Infraction declined by the Gales. So Samaji to attempt a point after. Shelton, first possession of their 2002 season, scores, and Samaji's kick is wide left. 9:46 remaining here in the first quarter at Finn Stadium in Shelton. Our score is Shelton 6 and Seymour nothing. And let's also remind our fans and our viewers, Buddy, that we'll have a new sponsor for our player of the game, Naugatuck Savings Bank. Buddy had a chance to talk with both coaches before the game. First of all, he talked with Coach Paul Sponheimer. And noting that Seymour had many returning players, Buddy asked the veteran coach if he was able to concentrate more on game preparation rather than fitting the pieces together.
But as you said, we do return a lot of people. There's been position changes that probably make them first-year people again anyways. But we've been able to do some things that we want to. I'm sure any coach doesn't feel they're prepared for the first game. As far as preparing for Shelton, we started after last week with Branford, actually getting involved with the Shelton breakdown. But, our kids have worked hard. We've had kids that, you ask about kids stepping up. We've had some kids step up, and more so not necessarily first stringers, but kids that made us better practice team. And I think we're starting to become a pretty good practice team. And I just believe that if you're a good practice team, it usually shows on Friday night.
Buddy also had an opportunity to talk with head coach Joe Bonanto of Shelton, and noting the inexperience of the offensive line, Buddy asked Coach Bonanto for his evaluation of that unit thus far.
I think our offensive line, considering the lack of depth that we have and the lack of experience, our right tackle never played football before this year, and our right guard never played offensive line before. And I thought they did fairly well against Ansonia. We moved the ball pretty well. In our scrimmages, they've been blocking pretty well. We'll see tonight. Tonight we're playing a little bit more, veteran team, big defensive line. Our center, John Mahalko, he was the one guy we had back that played a little bit last year. He started a couple of games. And our left side, Alcott and Zabedin, I thought we played pretty well offensively, better than I really anticipated doing in a game scrimmage like that. I thought we'd play poor, and I thought we played pretty well.
We're back, everyone. Well, we have an evaluation already. The offensive line provided time for that Shelton offense and the skilled players to do what they do best.
6 plays down the field. Great drive opening the season for the Gales, and their offense looked like they had not missed a beat from last season. Good job by Glenn Samaji and Joe Zarnecki setting up that score along with the pass play to Chris Olenowski.
They'll squib kick it. And it's taken by Seymour up to the 35-yard line. Stop made by William Mannion for the Gales. Let's take a look at the Seymour offense. First look this year. The quarterback is Joe Deptula. The fullback, Matt Tursky. Chris Hebert is the tailback. Wideouts are Dennis Kukaro, Matt Stockball, and Matt Bukaris. And now you get a look at the offensive line for the Wildcats. A rather experienced group there. Hand it off inside to the tailback, Hebert. He is stopped at the line of scrimmage by Olenowski up from his free safety spot. Let's take a look now at the Shelton defense. Down linemen are Sean Dempsey, John Mahalko, and Mike Palmieri. The backers, Sekanolfi and Costal, the outside backers, Salem, Mannion, the inside backers in the secondary, Olenowski, Zarnecki, Samaji, and Cohn. Deptula fakes inside to the fullback. On the read, holds on to it, picks up about 3 yards on the play.
Inside ride. Notice he pulls the ball from the fullback, turns it back up inside before he's tackled, and that's a base play of that Seymour offense. They like to ride the fullback, either give it to him or come out with that option. Joe Deptula ran that very well this year, and look for that this year as part of the big part of that Seymour offense.
3rd and 5, just outside the 40-yard line. Gales lead it 6-0. Deptula will hold on to the football. I believe he wanted to give to the fullback and then held on, and the Shelton interior on him quickly.
Tursky and Deptula now, as the ball is handed to Tursky, watch the inside pressure. A lot of pressure from Mahalko and company, and Tursky never able to get any room to run, and Deptula could not pull it to continue the option. It's going to bring up a punting situation. Great job inside by Dempsey, Mahalko, and Palmieri, along with Mannion and Salem. Good read on that option is the Wildcats now unable to get a first down in their first possession of this football game.
And Seymour had to wait until they got their punter Craig Vigdomino punting the football. That's Olenowski. Called for the fair catch at the 26-yard line. And so the Gales, their second possession. We've got 7:43 remaining here in the first quarter. Let's take this time. But after the Seymour punt at their just outside their 25-yard line, out of the shotgun, it's Samaji. And he's going to be taken down. It's Tim Ellis with good contain, taking down the speedy Samaji for a loss on the play.
Watch Samaji out of the gun, trying to get to the outside, and watch Timmy Ellis. Just a great job with pursuit as he comes right off the block. A loss for the Gale offense of about 2 yards, and a good job by that Seymour defense led by Tim Ellis.
Defensively, the front four for Seymour: Ellis, Jamie Burns, Andrew Kassheimer, John Harkins. The backers: Theodosio, Bell, Tursky, and Taggart. In the secondary: Kukaro, Deptula, and Buteris. 2nd and 12, and Samaji looking to throw the football. Gets it out. It is tipped and then falls incomplete. Tursky tipped the ball, and the intended receiver was Pascos.
Roll out here as Glenn Samaji tries to buy some time. Tursky's going to get his hand up. Good deflection. Prevents the completion. Trying to get that ball downfield as the Shelton offense is spreading Seymour out. They're going into that. They've used trips. They've used that single back, and they've tried to put some pressure on the outside of that Wildcat defense. Another 3rd and big here for that Shelton offense. 6:58 left to go in this first quarter.
And this time the Gales will go to the I-back formation. 3rd and long. And some movement on the Seymour defensive line. Let's await the call as the flags are dropped from the officials on both sides of the field.
Looks like the right side jumped, and they're going to give 5 free yards to that Shelton offense. You see Will McBain there, the referee. Will signal the movement by, oh, okay, I'm wrong. Delay of game, so we're wrong on that one. It's going to cost Shelton 5 yards. Coach Sponheimer standing there on the sidelines. Has to be a little concerned with the initial drive of the Shelton Gales, especially his defense. More the veteran team here in this football game.
3rd and 19 with the penalty assessment. Back inside the 20-yard line out of the shotgun. Samaji, good time, rolling to the near sideline, throws it into traffic, and it falls incomplete. Just as well for Shelton, buddy, because a couple of the defenders were there. Taggart was in the area for Seymour.
Buteris also. There were guys, more blue jerseys in the middle here. Samaji does have time, but he doesn't pick the right guy to unload to, as when he releases it, watch as Taggart comes right up. Buteris right there, and trying to get the football to Chris Olenowski. I would consider him to be his favorite receiver. It's going to bring up a 4th down as Shelton unable to move the football in their second drive.
Thompson will be the punter. Rob Thompson is standing inside his 10-yard line. Long snapper is Brian Haven. And Sieglinger from Seymour almost gets to the punter and to the football. And Thompson gets a good punt downfield. It'll roll to a rest at the 48-yard line of the Cats. The Cats will have excellent field position. Shelton leads it 6-0, midpoint of the first quarter.
Sillinger almost got to that football, almost got the block as he was very close. But Seymour does pick up excellent field position with their second possession as they are on their own 48-yard line. And on the exchange, they picked up about 15 yards. So they'll begin their second possession in excellent field position.
Cats in their familiar 3 wide receiver set. Deptula rolling, throwing. It is incomplete. He was throwing for the fullback Tursky out of the backfield. And Mannion on the coverage for the Gales.
Bootleg action. Kassheimer will give Joe Deptula some time, but a good job by Billy Mannion, who was there on coverage, preventing the completion in the second down. We've got a penalty down here, and it probably is going to go against Seymour. I would guess a hold, the way they're stepping this off on the 2 linemen who were trying to block for Deptula on the bootleg action. So this is a big one. It's going to cost them a lot of yardage because it's a spot foul. Bring the ball back inside the 30-yard line.
Once again, the Wildcats are in their home uniforms, and the Gales in the roads in their away jerseys because of a mix-up in the fact that the Gales unable to get their new home uniforms in time for this football game. Opening week of the high school football season. That's Hebert. He stopped by Olenowski. Tell you what, Olenowski is one tough player. He puts his nose in there.
He's coming up from in the secondary as they try and run this little counter play. Look at Chris Olenowski get right down, great tackle down low, takes on the ball carrier. About a yard gain, but just an excellent job by the senior. And they say he's 5'9", 160. I know, Eddie, you'd like to put him on the scale, but he is one tough young man on the football field.
We talked to his parents before the game. They said he was 155, so why quibble? Second and 29. It's a screen pass. The only problem is that it didn't fool the Shelton defense. That was complete to Hebert, and it was Salem.
Watch Mike Salem read this. Number 45 will come in, and then Salem, number 34, does a great job of playing off the block there of, I think it was Tom Bell, and just makes the stop. Another loss here for the Wildcat offense as they're backed up inside their own 25 to about the 24-yard line.
Great to have that scoreboard, buddy.
Brand new, beautiful scoreboard here at Shelton.
Beautiful scoreboard with the beautiful orange colors there. We can note that it is 3rd and 34, not something you want your offense to be in. And they're going to run the fullback out of the single back set. That's Tursky, and Tursky manages to bring it out to the 30-yard line. But the Wildcats will have to kick it away.
Looked like Mike Salem again on the stop to the tailback Tursky, just trying to get him up inside, really not wanting to risk any turnover and try and get your punter a little extra room as they'll be forced to kick from about the 20. Cameron Kennedy also in there to help out on that stop.
Vic Domino will punt it away for the Wildcats, standing inside the 20, steps up and gets a good one off, and a fair catch called for on the other end. And that's Olenowski. He just elects to let the ball roll, but it was not touched as the Wildcats take it into the end zone. It'll be the Gales football, and a fine punt by kicking specialist Craig Vic Domino. And Buddy,
Chris Olenowski's inability to catch that cost him a few yards, but made the better play rather than risking the turnover there. As watch now, just an excellent kick by this young man, and the ball is going to bounce an extra 15 yards after it hits. Chris Olenowski just gets out of the way of it, and Tursky right on it, thought the ball was touched. And
well, we saw last year what Vic Domino could do as a place kicker. He went to camps this summer to learn how to punt, and I think the schooling took.
2 great punts so far today.
First down carry out close to the 20-yard line. And that was Zarnecki, and you're going to hear his name mentioned an awful lot. Tom Bell, the middle linebacker on the stop for the Wildcats.
Good kick-out block by Brandon Dowdy. He kicks out, allows Zarnecki to come up inside for about 3 yards on that first down play. And again, a key to this football game we said earlier were the quarterbacks and also I think the offensive line, especially for this Seymour or Shelton football team. They are the more inexperienced line here tonight.
2nd and 7, and the quarterback draw that Samaji holds on to it out to the 25-yard line. It was 40. Tom Bell saw number 45, I thought.
Bell was in there as Samaji runs that little quarterback draw, just a little fake and then back up inside, and he'll pick his hole, tries to find an area. You see number 61, Tommy Bell, the senior, on the legs of Glenn Samaji. Bring up about a 3rd and makeable, about 3rd and 3 here for the Gale offense.
Almost at the 25, buddy. 3rd and short. Out of the I-back formation, holding on to the football. He's got the first down. That's Samaji with that great speed before he's dragged down. Kukuro, a fine tackle. Otherwise, Samaji might have been off to the races.
Reverse pivot by Glenn Samaji, and then he just comes out on the lead option. As soon as he gets to the corner, he tucks the football away, turns the corner, and picks up a first down. Coming off that block on the outside, number 84, Kukuro with the stop, where Samaji would have gone the distance. See the ball there at about the Shelton 43-yard line.
So first down for the Gales, who have looked impressive here in the first quarter at Finn Stadium. Out of the I-back formation, that's Zarnecki. This time the Wildcat defense converge on the play. Getting his helmet in there, buddy, excuse me, was Teodosio.
Yeah, a whole lot of blue jerseys inside. 48, Theodosio. I think you got Ellis in there along with Burns, but they stopped him for no gain. It'll be a second down here. Samaji waiting for Chris Olenowski to bring the play in. I think Pagliaro, number 46, and Chris Olenowski are alternating plays in from Joe Venanto on the near sidelines.
So it'll be a 2nd and 10 coming up for the Gales. They lead it 6-0 in the waning moments of the first quarter here, our opener. And the flare-out pass, that's to Olenowski, and Olenowski free to roam in the secondary. He's finally dragged out of bounds by Bell, but once again we see the explosiveness of that Shelton attack.
Olenowski is in the backfield. He'll just flare to the near sideline. Samaji just throws him a little flare pass, and once Olenowski gets it, great speed, an excellent block on the outside by number 5 for Shelton. That's Josh Cohen allowing Olenowski to go down the sidelines before Bell there wraps him up. But a ball at about the 31-yard line of the Seymour Wildcats.
Well, this time the Gales employ trips out to the left side in this wide open attack, and he'll throw it to the tailback. That's Samaji to Zarnecki. This time the Seymour defense is equal to the task, led by John Harkins, the 6', 215-pound senior defensive end.
Again, just a little flare or toss pass. It's some teams, they call the West Coast offense this kind of attack where they just try and use the passing game almost as the running game, just trying to get the ball to the back very quickly, but getting him a little bit of an area to try and maneuver. And Shelton is doing a great job here so far in this first quarter of moving the ball against that Wildcat defense.
Bottom of your screen, that's Mr. Olenowski. Pass goes inside of him on 2nd and long. Samaji will step up. He's going to run the football now. Great speed. Gets to the outside, to the 10, inside the 10. Taken out of bounds at the 5-yard line by Kukuro. But wow, Samaji can put on the speed.
Seymour now is being spread out, and Glenn Samaji with his speed and ability, he'll sit in the pocket. Watch him step up inside to avoid the rush. Gets away from number 75, and off he is to the races with a great move. And now watch, he'll outrun his first pursuit there, number 20, Chris Hebert, and then Kukuru, Dennis Kukuru will try or finally drag him down, but a great run by Glenn Samaji.
And buddy, we've got a 1st and goal for the Gales, knocking on the door again. They're going to run the tailback, that's Zarnecki, and he spins inside the 5 to about the 1. Teodosio on the stop. It'll be a 2nd and goal. The Gales have come out here, an inexperienced offensive line. The only lineman with pretty much with any experience from last year was the center, John Mahalko. And really, they have done the job thus far.
Great pull that time again by Brandon Downey to allow Joe Zarnecki to come up inside with good yardage down inside the 5, about the 2-yard line.
And it's Samaji's going to try to sneak it in. Still no indication. Yes, now there is. Samaji, the 2nd score for the Gales, as time has run out here in the first quarter. Glenn Samaji from 1 yard out.
Quarterback sneak, just goes over his left side for the 6 points. He caps a great drive by that Shelton offense, led basically by Glenn Samaji, a number of runs and passes, and he has engineered a 2nd score here in this first quarter as we come to an end in this first quarter with a 12-0 Shelton Gale lead. They're ready to try and tack on that extra point.
Of course, they're going to go for the 2 points. They want to bring it up to that 14-0 score. Out of the shotgun, Samaji in the left corner of the end zone. He's got a receiver out there. Good for the 2 points. Let's see if that was Olenowski. Yep. So the 2 points work, and we have completed the first quarter. Let's take a look at that 2 points.
Watch Chris Olenowski just go. Joe Deptula on coverage, but just goes to the corner.
He's unbelievable.
Stays in bounds with his feet. Great job, and then pushed out of bounds, but a little late. 2-point conversion, and Shelton on top here, 14-0 at the end of this first quarter.
Hey, the kid has done it for 3 years here at Shelton High School, one of the best receivers in the state of Connecticut. We played 1 quarter here at Finn Stadium in Shelton. Our first quarter score, Shelton 14 and Seymour 0. Buddy, it's your turn to comment.
Just a beautiful beginning of the fall season. The moon.
Here we go.
And it is just a great evening here at Shelton, watching a football game. Just a gorgeous, wonderful night. And pretty soon we're going to see the foliage.
Well, I told our viewers, I warned you, it's coming. Not a fall foliage season in New England is beautiful, buddy. The Shelton kickoff fielded by Tursky back at his 10-yard line. Tursky trying to find a running lane and falls down or is hit at the 20-yard line by Billy Mannion.
Billy Mannion's around a lot of special team tackles. Tough kid, gets down the field. Good kickoff. Tursky loses it. Timing is off there as he goes back to the 10, and then as he tries to get upfield, the blocking breaks down, and he is wrapped up right around the 20.
Gutierrez out to the left side. Let's see if the Wildcats can get their offense in gear out of the I-back formation. We've got a loose ball on the center quarterback exchange. And Seymour retains, holds on to the football.
Deptula just does not get the football. Looked like a pretty good snap. He did not get it in. Able to recover, though, the fumble. It'll be a second down for the Wildcats.
Buddy, that is a veteran center for the Cats. We just quickly mentioned before that offensive line. Jeff Gilbert's been the starting quarterback for the last, this is his third year. And that is a good offensive line, so you got to expect that the Wildcats will start getting back into their regular offensive attack and start moving the football. I don't think they're going to sputter throughout the game. On the option and on the toss, well, that Shelton defense is equal to the task. The toss was to Hebert, and he's upended after a real short pickup.
Tursky is drilled as he gets the handoff, or tries to get the handoff, and then they come outside. They get the ball outside to Chris Hebert, but Shelton is there. They've got three guys on the outside closing that option down. It picks up about two, but just a great defensive play by that Shelton Gale defense, taking the option right away from the Wildcats.
And you know what, buddy? I got to, Joe Benanto really handles the offense, the defense. You got to give the credit thus far to that defensive coordinator for the Shelton Gales, Jeff Roy, who's done a masterful job several years now in running the defense.
Right now he's giving Bobby Kello a lot to think about, because that Seymour offense has really not been able to do anything here in the first quarter, beginning the second period.
A fake scissors, and the toss to Tursky goes incomplete, and Wildcats are going to have to punt, and this is going to be, buddy, the third punt of the evening for the Wildcats. They go a lot of games without seemingly even punting the football, and already they're going to be forced to punt it away the third time.
They do not enjoy a first down yet. They have not been able to pick up their initial first down, and their offense really has not gotten off the bus in this first quarter, and they've really been tied down by that Gale defense.
And it'll be Vic Domino. He's punted very well here thus far.
He's been the best offensive weapon they've had.
Well, he gets a high snap from center, and he will not be able to get the punt off. And the Gales will take over at the Seymour 17. Mannion again on the stop.
This young guy, I asked you when we were down doing our stand-up who number four was, because he's got a little bit of a mask on if we get a chance to see him. But this young man has had a great, great first game here. Well, and we're only in the beginning of the second quarter. He has been all over on special teams, as he is responsible here for setting up great field position on about the 16-yard line for the Shelton offense.
But he didn't start defensively last year, but he played an awful lot of ball at the inside linebacker spot. And he does it on special teams. Running the ball to the outside, that's Zarnecki running over defenders, and Joe is knocked out of bounds at about the 5-yard line.
Watch the downfield stalk blocks by the outside receivers. As Zarnecki comes around here, there is nobody on the corner. He has got down to the 5-yard line before he runs into anyone. And give those receivers credit. I don't know who, whether it was Olenowski or Pagliaro, Thompson, who was in there, but they did a great job on the stalk to allow Joe Zarnecki to get to the corner, and
You
it's
know,
a 1st and goal.
This is the third 1st and goal situation in the football game for the Gales, and they're looking to score the 3rd time. To the wide side, that's Samaji trying to use that great speed. He does, and he gets into the corner of the end zone without a hand on him. And surprisingly, the Gales have gone up 20-0.
Samaji just gets to the outside, and as Eddie just said, he has great speed. He sees the corner, he sees that pylon, and he is untouched into the end zone for the 3rd score. Samaji's 2nd score here, 10:20 of this 2nd period. Within 14 minutes, the Gales have put up 20 points, about to go for their 21st, and Seymour better watch out here because this one can get out of hand right now. The Wildcats have got to put themselves up and start playing football.
And to attempt a point after, that's Samaji. He's just a great athlete here at Shelton High School. Runs track, has been the starting quarterback this is 2nd year, and was the backup to a gentleman now at the University of Connecticut a couple years back by the name of Dan Orlowski. But I saw a lot of promise in Glenn Samaji back when he was a sophomore, and he can do it all. Great speed.
Great drive again, a short one, but another great drive by the Gale offense. And they have just dominated this football game on both sides of the ball. Their defense has prevented the Seymour football team from getting a 1st down, and their offense is taking advantage of good field position. Had 2 good drives. They've put 21 points on the board. We're only a minute into this 2nd quarter. As you see, the cheerleaders are going to get a lot of exercise tonight if the Shelton offense continues the way they've started this football game.
And thus far on the offensive side, it's been the big 3. Olenowski, Samaji, and how about that junior running back, Joe Zarnecki?
Joe Zarnecki has come out of nowhere, to us out of nowhere, but I think the Shelton fans are familiar with this kid. He can play some football, and the special teams unit for Shelton has done a great job also, led by Mannion.
Zarnecki will pooch kick it, Bud, and it'll be Deptula, one of the up men for Seymour. Joe brings it back to the 39.
Dennis Kukuro in on the stop. Again, the bouncing ball. Ball picked up by your quarterback, Joe Deptula, looks to try and find an opening, and then Kukuro and company will finally wrap him up. Shelton or Seymour, though, will have pretty good field position on their own 39-yard line, and their offense has to get out of their own way right now. They've got to do something here before the end of this 1st half.
But I don't believe they have to get out of their game plan. They can score, and they're explosive too. Throwing downfield, that is Deptula. Going for Singlinger on the play, Joe Singlinger, and Mannion on the coverage. Singlinger is a 5'11", 148-pound senior wide receiver.
Good protection as Deptula steps up, tries to hit Singlinger down the middle. Little of an opening there, but he was covered by, again, Olenowski and company. You see Joe Benanto there on the sidelines. Has to be very happy right now with the way this football game is going for his team.
2nd and 10, and a deep drop, and they're going to screen it. That Deptula pass will fall incomplete. Hebert had the football, dropped it. Closest to the play for the Gales was Mahalka.
A lot of pressure. Doesn't give Joey Deptula really a good chance to set the screen as he wants to. He's being pressured there. By the time he gets rid of it, Hebert is covered, cannot hold on to it. Again, a big 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats.
Well, Butkaris is back in. Butkaris playing with a broken wrist sustained in the last scrimmage for the Wildcats against Brantford as a soft cast. Deptula with some running room. Joe Deptula, the near sidelines. He'll pick up the 1st down and continuing to make some moves as he fights his way inside the Gale 40-yard line. So the first, is that the initial first down?
Initial 1st down, and let's see if Joey Deptula now can bring some life to this offense as he tries to find the receiver. He's going to get outside here, sidesteps the defensive end, and then he gets a lot of room to maneuver. And just like Samaji, when he gets a chance to run, he is an excellent ball carrier as he will pick up the 1st down inside the 40-yard line.
Ball is marked at the 37-yard line. 9 minutes and change left here in the 1st half. Deptula holds on to the football. Joe inside the 30. Might have picked up another first down. Castaldi on the tackle for the Gales.
Castaldi will come back to make that stop as the inside handoff, and then coming away from that fake to the near side, Deptula will pick up another first down for the Wildcats.
Well, but Karras along with Stockmole out to the left side. Kukaro out to the right, to the bottom part of your screen. And inside scissors action, and the ball is on the ground. It's picked up by Cone on the play, but they're going to rule it dead.
It's going to be Shelton's football,
And
though.
Shelton will get the football on the turnover.
This is a great hit now. Let's see who gets the stop. This is going to be an inside or a scissors coming back from the inside, as Hebert is going to get drilled right there, and it is Chris Olenowski. Who else? He just drilled him.
5'9", 160-pound senior, one of the...
I thought it was a down tackle as he just laid out Hebert, caused the fumble.
Nothing that kid does surprises me.
Wow.
Olenowski and Samaji, the co-captains for the Gales for the 2002 season. And on the turnover, the Gales are back in business at the 29, just after Seymour looked like they were coming alive on offense. Running the football in the secondary, Zarnecki. And Zarnecki to midfield into Seymour territory before he's taken out of bounds. Taggart on the stop for the Cats.
Watch, young ball carriers here, how Zarnecki will change hands as he gets through here to allow himself. Watch now as he comes in. He's going to change to the outside where the ball is supposed to be. Just great coaching. Be able to pick up extra yards. Finally taken down by Taggart. But again, Joe Zarnecki, the junior, 5'7", 160 pounds, gets the football over midfield.
Pascos along with Cone to the top part of your screen. And out of the shotgun, Samaji will fake it. He'll fake the handoff to Zarnecki, hold on to it. This time the Cats are equal to the task, and they put Samaji down right at the line of scrimmage, led by Bell.
Samaji again, fake inside, and tries to come behind it with the pull of number 59, and looked like Sahandran and Dowdy trying to get around the corner for him. Seymour closed it down, led by Tom Bell, the senior. About no gain on that one, so it'll bring up a second down 10 for that Gale offense.
So the line of scrimmage is the 48 of Seymour. Out of the shotgun, and at center, who can make that snap, is Mahalko. Pass is incomplete. Down at the 35-yard line. Deptula on the coverage.
Samaji tries to get the ball, a little roll here. He's got great protection. Watch Joe Deptula right in the middle of this one. Prevents the completion, takes the football right out of the hands, and I'm not sure who the receiver was who came across the field. But a good defensive play, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 10 for that Shelton Gale offense. 7:52 left in this first half.
Now Rob Thompson and Cone to the top part of your screen. Might have been Thompson, the intended receiver. I didn't get a good look at it either myself, buddy. Well, they go to the near side, and running the football for a first down is Zarnecki before he's stopped in the secondary by Deptula.
And it's not a good day when your quarterback or your safety is making a lot of tackles. Here again, Zarnecki gets great blocking, gets to the outside. There is no one there. He's downfield 10 yards before Deptula makes the stop. Another big first down.
Well, Olenowski out to the right, and pass goes out to the bottom part of your screen, and Cone is in the slot. And Samaji has the football. We've got flags dropped.
Looks like Timmy Ellis in on the stop, and let's see what the flags are, because there were a few of them. Again, Will McBain there, the referee, sorting out. And the way he's walking, it's not a good one for Shelton. Good takeoff by that Shelton line. Samaji again with the reverse pivot, trying to get to the outside on the lead option. Runs into a lot of blue jerseys, though, and a holding penalty will put Shelton back inside their own 50-yard line.
So 1st and 23 coming up for the Gales on their side of the 50-yard line. And the H-back, that's Thompson. Out to the left. Samaji, good protection by that offensive line.
He
got him wide up.
Oh, he had him wide open.
And it goes incomplete.
I think it's Jeff Norco, number 1, the intended receiver. And Samaji hit him right in the hands. Samaji again, Glenn gets outside, has great time and protection. As you see Zarnecki there protecting him. He unloads, and Jeff Norco just runs by the intended coverage. Matt Tursky just unable to hold on to it. So it'll bring up a 2nd down for the offense. But that would have been a big one right there if Norco was able to hold on, and he was free to go to the end zone.
Well, 4 wide receivers for the Gales in their wide open attack. And Samaji unloads again downfield. Off the hands of the defender, off the hands of the intended receiver. It drops incomplete. Now, that might be Cone. It might be a 5, but see how.
I think it is, Eddie. And Matt Bukaris on the coverage. Watch Samaji throw it from his own about 43-yard line. He unloads. He gets the football down the field very close to about the 5-yard line. So he put it about 50 yards down there. But a great job by Matt Bukaris on coverage for the Seymour Wildcat defense. 3rd down now for Shelton as they've taken some pretty good throws. They're unloading that football deep on this series with 6:45 left to go in this half.
You know, buddy, and when that wide out, with the wide set, when they have the 4 wide receivers, a lot of times they'll just give it to the lone back and they'll send him right up the middle. They'll spread you out, and they're able to do a lot of things. 3rd down. Samaji will just unload. It's a fly pattern to the near sidelines. Is it picked off? Yes, it is. Deptula picked it off for the Seymour Wildcats.
This is almost as good as a punt. They take a shot again. They just send the outside receiver straight down the field. They throw into double coverage. You've got pretty good coverage there by Deptula and Kukaro. They get the interception. Seymour ball.
And we're back, everyone, after the Seymour interception. Deptula picking off Samaji. The intended receiver was Olenowski, and on a quarterback draw, Deptula will take it for about 4 yards on the play, closer to the 20-yard line.
Joe will just step back, allow his guard, number 78, to come across to try and find an opening, and picks up about 4 yards on that play. Might have been Harkness, 79, as you get a look at the new scoreboard here. 6-11, counting in this first half.
And those bright orange numbers.
Tough to pick up the numbers for Shelton.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
It isn't easy to
yes.
see those.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Deptula out of the pack, and the 3-year starter and captain will pick up a 1st down. He stopped by number 10 from Shelton, Olenowski.
Again, the fake to Tursky. Deptula sidesteps a couple tackles on the line of scrimmage, and it almost gets away. You see number 10 again, the man on the spot, Chris Olenowski. Seymour, though, picks up a 1st down.
Goes without saying that the Cats need a score, and they need it right in this.
They've got to take something positive in at half.
Absolutely. Well, Deptula with good time. He'll wind up and throw. Incomplete over the middle. Great coverage. He was going for Butkaris on the play, and Zarnecki helped break it up for the Gales.
Good coverage by Joe Zarnecki. You see him just reach out, knock the football down, preventing the reception.
Butkaris along with Stockmall. Matt Stockmall will go out to the left side for the Cats. Kukaro to the bottom portion of your screen. 2nd down, and on the option, ending up with the football, one of the Gales running it into the end zone for a touchdown. It might be Thompson, 32. Let's get a look at the number.
I think it's Palmieri.
No, actually it's not. You're right. It's a lineman.
I think it's Palmieri.
Mike Palmieri ends up with the football, the defensive tackle. Let's watch it.
They've taken this option away, and in the handoff, watch number 72, Palmieri, get out of there, and he's going to go for what linemen dream about, a touchdown run And now watch how he casually just drops that football. He has done it all. Just a great job by the sophomore, 5'11", 240-pounder, Mike Palmieri.
And I'll tell you what, buddy, he's going to request this week. He might request a 30 number or a 40 number.
Coach Benanto would not allow that to happen. But that guy, boy, just did a great job with the defense of stealing the football and getting in the end zone.
Unbelievable. And Samaji will convert. And I don't know too many people that would have expected this score at this juncture of the game. It's 5:27 remaining here in the first half. Our score, Shelton 28 and Seymour nothing. Our first telecast for telemedia for this 2002 football season, and it doesn't look as if the Shelton Gales have missed a beat.
You know, Edward, we knew going in that Glenn Samaji was a player. We knew that Olenowski was a player. We've learned that Joe Zarnecki is a player. The really thing that we were concerned about, or not concerned about, but wondered was how the offensive line would perform, and they have just been magnificent. Everything is back in place for the Gales. I don't care if they graduated 23 or 27 or 30.
Wow.
They have football players in this school, and they come out every year. And as Joe Benanto says, your year is now, and you just do it, and they do it.
We want to make this story more amazing. We talked about the inexperience on the offensive line. The projected right tackle for the Gales is beside us here.
That's right. He's running the scoreboard. The young man is injured. He can't play tonight.
Derek Kulikowski, and he's only a junior, and he'll be back in action, hopes to get back in action a couple of weeks. I'll tell you, I think he's going to want to get on the field because
he may have trouble finding a spot here where that offensive line is playing.
Because Mr. Dowdy is doing the job and the rest of that offensive unit on the line for the Gales.
And I know that's going to allow Coach Benanto to maybe play somebody one way rather than two, but the Shelton Gales are certainly a good, solid program, and they come every year.
Hebert returns the kickoff.
Mahalko in on the stop. See the ball rolling around. Hebert will pick it up. They're trying to get back to the far side to get into their return. Watch Mahalko, number 55, just stay with him and take him down. 6'2", 225, a big lineman doing a good job on special teams. And this special teams unit, whether it's Mannion or Mahalko or whoever, you saw Olenowski chasing him down. These are football players here. These guys don't get a break. They're playing a lot of plays here, and they don't take a break on special teams here at Shelton. They go do their job.
Cats have it, 1st and 10 at their 35. 5:16 remaining in the first half. Desperately needing a score, and quickly. Pass is completed. Deptula to Butkaris, dragged down by a pair of Gales at the 44 of Shelton. Mannion, one of the young men who made the tackle for the Gales.
Outside, little fake to hold, and then Mannion loses sight of the football. He had good coverage, but he just loses sight of the football. See his back to the receiver. Unable to really make a play, though. He does not allow the receiver to get down the field, Matt Butkaris, for any big yardage, but just a good job by Joe Deptula to Matt Butkaris on the first down throw.
Well, they've got to set the chains now.
They got a flag before that.
Yep. And the Wildcats on the football. 4:50 showing on the scoreboard clock. That time is official. We've got an official up here. Got an official from the Southern Connecticut Conference, the New Haven board, I should say. The New Haven board of officials. So it'll be a 1st and 5 for Seymour as the football is brought inside the 40 to the 38. Cats with that passing attack. Deptula throws over the middle, completes it. Flag is dropped on the play. The pass is caught. That's Butkaris, broken wrist and all, holding on to the football inside the 30. Cone on the stop.
I think it's interference against Shelton. Good protection as Deptula sits in the pocket and then just hits Butkaris coming under across the middle. He's going to get finally knocked down there by number 5, Josh Cone, but a first down for that Seymour offense.
So 4:36 and the clock.
They're trying to decide. I think the penalty is 15 yards.
Right.
If I'm not incorrect here. So
right.
They may pick up a couple of extra on this.
By taking the
penalty rather than the catch. And that's what they're going to do.
And really, Seymour does have a very good offense, but it's one of the game stories thus far has been that Shelton defense, that swarming defense. And you're absolutely right, buddy. The Cats elect to take, it's a 15-yard penalty on pass interference plus an automatic first down. It makes sense, of course, the ball is brought down to the 23-yard line. I believe this is Seymour's deepest penetration.
And they better get another couple yards here and get a score to take that in at
They're
halftime.
slow with the chains on the opposite side of the field. Deptula pumps, now throws into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. Is that Bukaris? Yes, it is.
Quick drive for Seymour is Deptula again with a fake, and then he gives Bukaris a chance to make a big play in the end zone. Coverage there by Glenn Samaji, unable to stop it, and it is a touchdown throw from Joe Deptula to his outside receiver, Matt Bukaris.
And the point after, Vic Domino with authority drills it through the uprights. 4:09 remaining in the first half. And our new score, Shelton 28 and Seymour 7. So the Cats, we talked about it. They've gotten on the board. And now for the Cats, they've got to make a stop, a defensive stop on the Gales. And you're absolutely right, buddy, when you said before that they really need, the Wildcats have to feel good about themselves, at least going into halftime.
Well, they can score points. There's no question about it. They needed to prove that to themselves. They've got a chance to take that in at halftime. We still got 4:09 left to go here, so Seymour still has another opportunity. But that was a big drive for the Wildcats, especially after the steal by Mike Palmieri, the 30-yard touchdown run after Seymour had started a drive to get that 28th point. So I think that's a big key for that Seymour offense.
Vic Domino will tee it up. And once again this year we have our new sponsor for our player of the game, the Naugatuck Savings Bank. Happy to present the award for our outstanding player each and every game on Telemedia Sports, our Valley High School football game of the week. This is an intra-conference game between the Shelton Gales of the Southern Connecticut Conference and the Wildcats of the Naugatuck Valley League. And I might add, a renewal of a Valley rivalry. Uh-oh is right. That's Olenowski.
I don't think you're going to catch him.
Olenowski, near sidelines.
No flags.
And leave it to Christopher.
Just as Seymour starts getting some wind in their sails, Chris Olenowski comes and takes it away. Watch this young man. We saw him last year against Amity put on a show with returns. He knocks it down. He's going to get credit for about 96, 97 yards. And boy, this one breaks real quick as he just finds a seam right here, and it is just a race. And my money is on number 10. I wish I had him at Saratoga this year because this guy can run all the way about 96, 97 yards. 93 they're going to give him credit for. Just a great run by Chris Olenowski.
And Samaji to attempt the point after. It's low, but it gets over that crossbar. And that's all that counts. And within the uprights, our new score, didn't I say that a moment ago? But our new score, Shelton 35 and Seymour 7. You know, makes you wonder how many opponents really do want to kick the football long to the Shelton Gales.
How many teams want to play this Shelton Gale football team? Oh. Everybody started out at the beginning of the year going, Shelton, they're going to be down. This team is never down. Boy, they've got some young men that just step up, play some football. And this is a pretty good Seymour football team.
Well, buddy, we've covered high school football for a long time, and you know, it's high school football, and you know what? That's That's the beauty of it. You really sometimes never know what to expect. Every game is an entity to itself, and the young men out here, they're practicing hard during the week, doing their best, working hard, and there's no way, I can venture, there's no way anyone in this place would have thought that the score would have been 35-7 at this or any point in this football game. Zarnecki, he'll pooch it. Low kick picked up at the 35-yard line. That's Kevin Taggart on the return.
He's a young sophomore, 5'8", 160. Flag came in there. We'll see what it was as Taggart tried to find an opening. It's going to be a block in the back against Seymour. It's going to cost them 10 yards from the 40-yard line, so they're going to start back around their 30 with 3:36 left to go in this first half of football.
Well, they'll bring the football back to the 31-yard line. On the assessment, the penalty assessment against the Cats. First and 10 for Seymour. Well, we've said it before. They need another score, and they need it quickly.
Got a flag at the 40. I don't think it's part of the pass completion, but there is a flag down at the 40-yard line as Deptula gets back. And we're going to see Seymour now. They're going to get out of that game plan. They're going to have to throw the football.
That pass was intended for Hebert on the play coming out of the backfield.
Pretty good coverage there by Chris Olenowski.
And you know, buddy, Seymour getting out of that game plan certainly was just not in their imagination that they would have to do this, because they could throw the football, but they are a run-oriented team with that option offense, and the Gales have taken it away.
It was a pass interference. I think it came on the release, but it was pass interference, so Seymour picks up a first down. Still a lot of time left here in this first half.
Okay, the football at the 46. Deptula back, good protection. He's going to run the football. Deptula up the gut, and Joe will get it down to the 43-yard line. And right at the first down marker.
Deptula spreads him out.
Olenowski on the stop.
Comes back up inside, picks up good yardage. Another first down. You see Olenowski there for the stop, but
plenty of time for
Seymour can put points on the board.
Yep.
This one may not be over.
Yep. Deptula, he'll scramble around, and Joe gets it down inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line. That's going to be not quite, but it's going to be close to another first down. And
watch Joe Deptula scamper as he gets to the outside, picks up 9 yards, finally knocked down. Zarnecki there with the stop. 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1. Hebert will go in motion. They're going to give to the up back. There's a loose ball. Taggart was the ball carrier, and the football is fumbled and recovered by the Gales.
That's the 3rd turnover for the Wildcats on drives where they've had something going here. The ball is just going to pop out. Taggart just drops it here when he gets hit by Zarnecki. What a Shelton there picking up the recovery and almost getting a chance. Salem almost getting a chance there to go the distance on that one. So again, Seymour with another mistake. That has hurt their offenses. They were driving the football with a chance to get another 7 points here. Shelton now will take over on their own 33-yard line.
And we still have but 2 minutes and 39 ticks remaining here in the first half. It's our first game of the season. Once again, these is a Shelton players down on the field being attended to right now. Once again, these teams have not faced each other since they were both members of the Housatonic League. 1993 was the last year they played each other before the league changes for both teams. The Housatonic League was disbanded, and you see, well, number 21 walked off the field. That was Zarnecki under his own power, and that's always great to see.
When the Housatonic League disbanded and the Southern Connecticut Conference was formed, they really wanted Seymour to be part of it.
They also wanted Ansonia to be part of it.
Ansonia too, and Seymour decided to go into the Naugatuck Valley, and therefore this rivalry ended. And it's with the 11th game now. For the next 2 years, these football teams are going to meet. Next year, they'll be in Seymour to open the season.
Well, the I-back formation, and they gave to Salem in at fullback.
Little trap up inside, trying to get Salem some opening, but I think Shelton is just interested now in not making a mistake. They'll be very happy to go in with this lead, 35-7, with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in this first half of football.
I want to say Jamie Burns, defensive tackle, 6 foot, 218-pound senior. On the stop, Jamie was hurt a couple years back in his sophomore year. Missed most of his sophomore season. Did not play last year. Was one of the team's managers, and great to see Jamie on the field for his senior year. It was last year at Seymour High School for the 2002 football season. And now we'll have a delay of game penalty. Might hear in the background the veteran PA announcer up here at Shelton. Always a treat to visit our friend Eddie Morocco.
Head baseball coach here at Shelton does an excellent job. Baseball program has been successful, and he is a great part of that success as we see that 1:56 left to go in this first half, and the score 35-7 in favor of the Gales.
Now out of the shotgun. Samaji will try to get outside. Teodosio trying to run him down, and they're going to stop Samaji.
I don't think he wanted to get out of bounds to stop that clock, as Matt Bukaris is going to run him out. This is a lot of time inside on the handoff before Samaji takes to the outside. He's being chased there by Teodosio, and then finally getting run out of bounds by Tursky. Got some help also there. It looked like Bukaris, but stops the clock with 1:46 left to go. Third down, a lot of yardage here for the Gales. They've got to go about 15 to pick up a first down.
That's what it is. 3rd and 15 for the Gales. 1:46 remaining here in the first half. That's the official time. We're at Finn Stadium in Shelton. And it's, to say the least, it's been a surprise thus far. Samaji out of the shotgun. Scrambling around, being pressured, eludes a tackle, gets it off. It's incomplete. He was going for Pascos, I believe, on the play. No, check that. Rob Thompson was almost picked off by the Cats.
I don't think Joe Bonanto is happy on this throw. Again, Samaji buys time with his speed. He avoids the tackle there from Harkins and then gets the football down the field. You see Thompson go up. He could not get it. Coverage there by number 18, Tursky, but it'll bring up a punting situation as the Gales do not want a turnover here at this point of the football game. They will punt the football to Seymour and let their offense try and score here with 1:37 left.
4th and 15. Thompson back to punt the football away. This young man could punt the football. Well, it's not his best. It's a line drive kick. It'll give Seymour an opportunity for the return, and that's Steptula. And Joe's tripped up as he crosses the 40 to about the 43-yard line. And so the Wildcats will have some working time left here in the first half, and don't dismiss this Wildcat team.
Line drive gives Steptula an opportunity here for the return as he will get the football to about the 43-yard line. Sidesteps there and picks up good yardage on that return. We've got a Shelton player down right at the 43-yard line, so we'll see who it was. As the Wildcat offense now has about 1:27 left to go in this first half to try and get another touchdown.
You know, the Cats have recently in this football game, buddy, they've moved the football, but really, you know, they've made mistakes.
3 big turnovers. One for a touchdown in which Palmieri stole the football and took it in 30 yards, and the other 2 down inside the 30-yard line of Shelton where they turned the football over. Really shot themselves in the foot here in this first half. But let's give that Shelton offense credit. They've had a couple pretty good drives themselves. And number 53 coming off the field, and that's Zebendin, Andy Zebendin, the sophomore, who was in on special teams there.
And he's also done a great job offensively on that offensive line. Hard to realize that they've lost so many offensive linemen. Really doesn't seem like they've lost a beat. Well, anyway, back to the football game. 1st and 10 for the Cats. Deptula, a deep drop. Now he moves up in the pocket. Now he's going to run the football to the near sidelines, to midfield. And still in bounds at the 30. Down to the 20, wrestled out of bounds by number 42 on the plate. It's Sean Dempsey, trailed the play. Sean, a 5'10", 170-pound senior nose tackle.
Watch now as Deptula does what Samaji likes to do, is just buy some time, spread them out, and then just start running. He finds an opening. He'll come to the near sideline. He's going to bring the ball down to about the 22-yard line with a great scramble and sets up great field position here for that offense. And he will take a timeout here to talk it over. So Seymour Wildcats over on the far sideline, huddled around their offensive coordinator, Bobby Kello, and they would like to get one here. They're not out of this football game. This football game is not over by any long shot here. Some of the fans on the far side, the Seymour side here, enjoying the football game.
And you know, buddy, speaking about the fans, we looked out earlier about 20 minutes before the game, and we were a little worried about the attendance, but look out now.
Very nice crowd here tonight for the opener.
And the fans have really turned out in a renewal of this rivalry that we were talking before, discontinued in last year they played 1993, and Buddy mentioned the game will be played. Well, it's a 2-year series. The reason they're playing is because the calendar allows for an 11-game regular season. And so Seymour got on the phone. Paul Sponheimer says, hey, you want to play us? And that's how the game came about. We got a flag down on that pass play. But Karras was the intended receiver. That's going to be pass interference against the Gales. I think Cohn was involved on the play for the Gales.
Outside, just a turnout by the outside receiver, Bukaris, and he definitely gets hit before the arrival of the football. Josh Cohn with the penalty, and it is a 15-yarder. And it will come outside of the 20, so they're going to get benefit of that 15.
Well, so the ball brought down to with the mark-off down to the 11-yard line. So a first down for the Cats. 1:07 remaining in the first half. They need another score, and they need it before the first half ends. Deptula scrambling, moving around. Now he'll throw for the end zone just short of the mark. It goes incomplete.
Penalty on the goal line. Usually it's a defensive penalty.
Throwing for Kukaro on the play. Dennis Kukaro, a senior wide receiver.
Again, a lot of time. Both quarterbacks have had a lot of time to really set, and then they scamper very well. Again, Deptula avoids the stop, throws the football down around the goal line, incompletion, but there is a penalty right on the goal line.
That's going to be costly for Seymour. And now, no, actually an offsetting penalties. So we'll repeat the down, and we're now under a minute to go here in the first half. From Finn Stadium in Shelton, our Telemedia High School football game of the week. It's just week number 1 of what we believe will be an exciting high school football season.
Got some great games. We've got Ansonia Derby next week. We come
right.
back with Shelton, West Haven in the 3rd week. So some great games on the schedule.
Holding on to the football is the quarterback, Deptula. He stopped by Castaldi on the play. 51 and 6/10 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Bell pulls. Deptula comes behind the trap. Gets down inside the 10, about the 7-yard line. And he will take a timeout here. 2nd and goal for the Wildcat offense. They've still got 51.6 seconds, so plenty of time. They got one more timeout, I think, left. So plenty of time here to get that touchdown. And I don't want to talk out of school, but you did say, Edward, you thought there would be some points scored in this game, and you are correct.
I told you to not to tell your lovely wife that you were not going to be home.
You said
early.
There'd be some scoring here.
Did I say that?
I thought it'd be somewhere around the 20s, in the 20s to 20 to 21, 23 to 18, but Shelton certainly has put a lot out, but I'll tell you what, I don't think Seymour is done yet here. They can score.
Well, there's a pattern into the end zone. Touchdown, Cats. That's Deptula to Bukaris. And hold the phone, everybody. Cats are coming back.
Bukaris now, not a good job by Cohn. He allows the ball to go up, he watches it, and then Bukaris just does a good job of bringing it in. And another score for the Wildcats with 46 seconds left to go here in this half. But good drive by Seymour.
And it'll be Vic Domino through the uprights. Our new score, 44 and 8/10 seconds remaining here in the first half. Our new score, Shelton 35, Seymour 14.
I'll tell you, Edward, this is going to be a heck of a second half, especially if Seymour can come out and score right away. 38-14. The Wildcats, they just go down the field. I mean, if they hadn't made mistakes here, this would make it into about the 70s. And they're not through. This football team with Deptula here can move the football. Let's see what Shelton does now. I know that Seymour doesn't want to kick the football to number 10. Chris Olenowski. I would bet here that they
got to kick
it down. They're going to lay it down here.
You just cannot kick long. You've got Samaji back there. You've got Olenowski. Just too much speed. I think for all the Shelton opponents, I mean, really, you're really asking for trouble if you kick long. And it is Vic Domino kicking it off. Let's see what he does. He's used to kicking them into the end zone. Yeah, he's got to go short. Goes out of bounds. So the Gales can get it at the...
right around the 40, I think.
Yeah,
it went
right
out.
at that point. Sure. Now, if you're Shelton, what do you do now if you're Shelton? You've got 40 and 2/10 seconds remaining, bud. You want to...
I think they're going to take Mr. Samaji, at least take one shot at hoisting it down the field. Paul Sponheimer there in your picture has to be happy with the last few minutes of this first half as his football team has been able to score 14 points. I know he's concerned about the special teams because in the middle of that, Chris Olenowski ran a kickoff back, but his team has been able to move the football really in the second period. They were struggling in the first period, but in the second period, Deptula took charge, able to throw and run the football and get 14 points here. The Seymour defense has to just step up now and put a stop to that Shelton offense. Allow Seymour to utilize that offense.
Olenowski's in a slot to the left side. And Samaji holds on to the football. I think they're going to run it out.
You may be correct here, Edwin.
And just analyze. Shelton will go back and analyze what all the great things they've done. And I think Coach Bonanta will say, hey, we're still in it. This is a very good football team. And on the other side, you got to think that Seymour's going to regroup as the time is just going to run down here. And that's it. As we get down to 0-0-0 on the scoreboard. Our halftime score from here at Finn Stadium in Shelton. Shelton 35 and Seymour 14. Back with our halftime activities right after this.
Zarnecki led it off with 9:46 of the first. They missed the extra point. Samaji came back as the first quarter ended with a 1-yard run. Samaji again came back with a 5-yarder. 10:20 of the second quarter to make it 21-0. Palmieri stole the football on the 30-yard line, made it 28. And then Seymour came back with a pass from Deptula to Bukaris, 27 yards at 4:09 of the second quarter, making it 28-7. Chris Olenowski answered with a 93-yard run, making it 35-7.
On the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, and just at the end of the half, Deptula hit Bukaris again from inside the 5-yard line, making it 35-14. A lot of scoring, a lot of offense in that first half.
Okay, you're Coach Joe Benanto. What are you talking about to your kids right now?
Hey guys, we played a great first half, but they just scored 14 points in the last 4 minutes. This football team is not going to quit, and if you don't go out and play a better second half, you may be on the wrong end of this game.
Right, this is a Valley rivalry. Okay, you're Paul Sponheimer, and you're Bobby Kello, and the rest of that coaching staff.
I think you have to go in and say, look, we came back. It would have been 28-14. You guys made a mistake on special teams. You allowed Olenowski to make a big play. You're moving the football. We've made 3 fumbles. 1 they turned into a touchdown. We've hurt ourselves offensively. We really haven't played Seymour defense. Let's get out in the second half. This football game is not over. We can come back. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be a heck of a beginning in this third quarter to see where this one goes.
Because Seymour is going to get the football?
If Seymour gets the
Yep.
they do.
They deferred.
They come out and they score right away. Hold on to your hats because this one will not be over.
Once again, our halftime score is Shelton 35 and Seymour 14. Back with our second half kickoff right after Valley worthy of note. Stadium in Shelton. The Wildcats will get the football. That's Zarnecki's kickoff. Fielded by Tursky. And Tursky wrestled down right at the 20-yard line by number 25, J.J. Samuskevich. Check that. Shane Skoronsky, number 24.
Tursky will lose it there, knocks it down, picks it up at the 15, and then really runs right into Skoronsky there in company. Skoronsky gets him all by himself at about the 21-yard line, and let's see what the Wildcats can do here. I think the first possession is very important here as to how this third and fourth quarter are going to go.
Well, we've got 24 minutes left of this football game. Pass is complete. That is to Hebert. It's a short gainer to the 25-yard line.
Little turnout as Hebert just comes out of the slot and just into the flat. A lot of time for Joey Deptula. He puts the ball right on the money, taken down there by, looked like number 45.
They're going to go to that short passing game. Again, it's completed. That's Butkaris this time. And Butkaris will pick up the first down out across the 40-yard line, and the Cats are on the football. Mannion on the last stop for the Gales.
Again, a lot of time. Good throw, wide open. There is Butkaris. Mannion will drag him down. Gets help there by number 5, Josh Cohn, but again, another first.
Oh, quarterback draw. Deptula is going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage as a whole host of Gales converge on the senior quarterback.
Good job. You see Mahalko getting up from the pile along with Dempsey. Deptula again making the fake, trying to come back inside on the draw. Mahalko and company prevented it. It'll be a second, about 11 for the Wildcats.
On the football, they know that time is at a premium for them. That's complete to Kukuro at midfield. That's going to be just almost at the line to make for the first down. Samaji on the stop, and the Gales have to get back on defense because the Cats are going no huddle.
Good throw again as the receiver comes back for the catch. Third and short here.
Taggart is the setback, and Deptula will run it. Holding on to the football, Joe Deptula inside the 40. Down the far sidelines, he's picked up another Wildcat first down as they have come out with a vengeance in the second half.
Good inside ride. The Taggart on the holding on the fake. Thompson will come up to make the stop, but look, Deptula in his speed getting to the outside, avoids a tackle there, and then picks up a big first down as they are around the 32-yard line of the Shelton Gales. And we said, Edward, if this Seymour football team can come on and score right away, hold on to your hats.
Well, the football marked at the 33-yard line of the Gales. Opening series in the second half. Shelton leads at 35-14. Deptula on a straight drop has the time. Throws it out there. It is tipped and broken up. Tursky was the intended receiver. Let's see if that was number 10 on the, okay, Olenowski broke it up.
Tursky looks like he gets his hands up, looks like he's going to get it, and then watch, that's number 21.
Now check that, Zarnecki.
That's Zarnecki who makes a big play there, knocks the football out of the hands of Matt Tursky. second down here, about the 33-yard line for Seymour.
Joe, a 5'7", 160-pound junior, a two-way standout for the Gales. On the option read, there's the toss to the pitchman. That's Hebert. Hebert down to the 20, barreling over defenders, down to the 19. Taken down there by 45, Larry Sikanolfi.
Good job by the outside receivers on the stalk block. Good pitch to the outside. Watch Hebert now break a tackle by Samaji right here. Samaji does not wrap up. Tursky with a good block outside allows Hebert to pick up the first down.
Over the middle. Deptula, touchdown, and for his third touchdown reception, Captain Matt Bucharis. 35-20, 9:43 remaining here in the third quarter. We've got a game for you.
This one is going to be the shootout that a few people expected here. And boy, watch now as they go for the extra point right down the middle.
Now Vic Domino drills it into Derby.
And this one,
It's a ball game.
old momentum here is over on that far side wearing blue jerseys right now is 2 minutes and 20 seconds. As you see some of the Seymour or the Shelton defensive players on the sideline here trying to regroup. But 2 minutes and 20 seconds for the Wildcats to get out of the locker room and to make it a 35-21 football game.
9:40 remaining here in the third quarter.
Very quick drive engineered by Joe Deptula, the senior quarterback for the Seymour Wildcats. They started on their own 20. Did not take very long to put the 7 points on the board.
Did I miss something? The scoreboard is saying is reading 35-20. I don't know if I missed something along the line. The kick appeared to be good for Vic Domino. We'll check on that. We certainly want the accurate score. That's what the scoreboard. Vic Domino, Hooch kicks it. It's a free ball on the far sidelines. Seymour is definitely not going to kick long anymore.
The ball is pretty well kicked and almost grabbed here as it goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line, where Shelton will take over. And they will have.
Now Eddie Morocco, the PA announcer, is making note of the fact that the scoreboard clock is incorrect. We had it right all the while, I should say. So it's reading 35-20, actually it's 35-21.
I thought when the officials put their arms up, it meant that it was good.
Nice. So the Gales, after the short kickoff by the Wildcats, have it at their 40-yard line. They'll go to the I-back formation. They'll run the tailback. Zarnecki, close to the 45-yard line, junior running back, has had an outstanding first start for him. Kassheimer on the stop for the Wildcats, the defensive end. Andrew is 6'1", 247 pounds.
Theodosio also in there, Eddie, got a piece of that stop. And good 5-yard pickup on the first down for Shelton, as they would like to just get a drive, pick up some field position, run some time off the clock.
Now they go to that H-back set, and they're going to toss to Zarnecki, and Zarnecki is going to be pinned right at the line of scrimmage. Went to his outside, then cut it in, buddy, and stopped right there.
Again, you'll see number 59 there trying to get out. Sandrin getting out in front of that, but Zarnecki had nowhere to go. Good job by Seymour closing that down. Ellis Burns, Kassheimer along with Harkins in the front. Bell and Theodosio preventing him from picking up a yard. And a big third down here. The Shelton Gales do not want to give the football right back to Seymour.
No way. Football at their 45 in the third quarter of play. Our Telemedia High School football game of the week. Samaji back to throw. Being pressured. That's Harkins trying to get to him, and does get to him. For a loss on the play.
Got a flag in there too as Harkins chases Samaji. Watch Harkins, number 79 here. He'll just get on his horse. He will chase Samaji across the field. As Glenn tries to turn up, he is going to get some help. He'll get down around the legs, makes a great stop, prevents the pickup of the first down. The flag is against Shelton, so Seymour will refuse that, and the Gales are going to have to kick the football right back to the Wildcats.
So the penalty declined. There was a penalty against the Gales declined by the Cats. They want to get the football. Thompson back to punt it away. Rob will stand at his 32-yard line. Joe Deptula, single safety for the Cats, who have scored the only touchdown of this third quarter. Thompson sails it. He can punt the football, and Deptula wisely just looks at it go into the end zone. And when we return, it'll be the one. We're back, everyone. Well, the Cats, they're opening possession of the second half. They've moved down the field. A third touchdown pass from Deptula to Bedkaris. Shelton unable to move the football, and now the Cats have it again. And this time, Deptula's pinned in the backfield, leading the charge. Mahalko, the 6-foot, 225-pound defensive tackle.
Deptula is going to run into John Harkins, his own tackler right there, as Harkins tried to come back and make a block on Mahalko. Just about drags himself back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down.
Now Deptula on 2nd and 11 under a rush. Joe trying to get away from the rush, being pressured. Now we'll circle around to the other side of the field. And gets back to the original line of scrimmage. That's a great piece of running by Deptula. It was trapped back inside his 10-yard line.
Olenowski will come up to make a big play, but watch now how Deptula will stretch the defense. They contain him to the near side, a good job, and then watch him with his speed just outrun the down lineman. He gets away from Mahalko. Olenowski comes up to make a good play.
You know, we've talked about Shelton speed all evening, but the Cats possess speed themselves. That pass is incomplete. He was Deptula going for Kukaro on the play. Coverage by Cone. It'll be 4th down and an obvious kicking situation for the Wildcats. 6:32 remaining here in the third quarter. Shelton holding on to a 14-point lead, 35-21. In this intra-valley and intra-conference matchup between Shelton of the Southern Connecticut Conference and Seymour of the Naugatuck Valley League. Nice punt by Vicdomino. Takes that high snap, and the ball is loose for a moment on the turf, but Olenowski falls on it for the Gales, and they're going to have it in excellent field position. Second time this second half.
Again, a high snap, but a good job by Vicdomino pulling it down. Gets off a very high punt, and Olenowski almost makes a critical mistake here as the ball will hit him. Has great presence, though he tried to pick it up. Able to cover it, but it does give Shelton great field position at their own 47-yard line.
So let's see what the Gales do with it. Single back set.
Trips to the top.
Yep. And Zarnecki, the lone setback. They're going to toss to Zarnecki. He'll hand off. Coming the other way. Chris Olenowski ends up with the football, and Taggart makes the tackle.
Try to bring Olenowski back on a reverse. You see him come from the outside. Watch Taggart now. Kevin Taggart play off the block. The sophomore with an excellent defensive play. Olenowski lost about a yard, maybe 2 on that. Great play by Kevin Taggart.
Again, trips to the top part of your screen. And Samaji, a short drop over the middle. It is dropped. Pass was in the hands of Rob Thompson, 32.
Thompson, the H-back, just comes right into the seam. Samaji sets, finds him wide open, throws it right into his numbers. He started to run before he caught the football. Number 32, Rob Thompson, unable to come up with a big play, which would have given Shelton a first down. Brings up a 3rd and about 12 here for this offense. They would like to get a first down here to establish a drive and to try and take back the momentum.
Samaji rolls to the right side, looking downfield, has the time, throws it short. And
Thompson with the
again,
catch.
and for a short pass reception, Teodosio on the stop.
Samaji buys a lot of time with his speed, ability to get to the outside, and then he just takes the short throw as Thompson going to the sidelines picks up about 4, maybe 5 yards here, but it's a punting situation for the Gales.
Thompson back to punt the football away. You got to think that Seymour will not have good field position here. And Deptula single safety, and the Wildcats were coming for him, and Thompson manages to get the punt off. He rolls out of bounds at the 14-yard line, where Seymour will start their next series on offense.
Good kick. Thompson was lucky, though, as you said, Edward. There was a lot of pressure. He just got that one off. A line drive, but he is back Seymour up at about their own 15, a little inside their own 15-yard line as they will begin here their third possession of this second half.
In motion, that is Tursky. Running the football, though, is Deptula. Is that an outstanding evening here? Joe takes it outside the 20-yard line on the first down carry. 5 minutes and change left here in the third quarter of play. Our Telemedia High School football game of the week. Zarnecki on the stop for the Gales.
Seymour's going without a huddle also, as the urgency of the score here is important, and they get a pretty good pitch outside to Hebert as he tries to turn the corner on the option.
He was tripped up, buddy, by, was that Olenowski, number 10? No, I keep on saying by reflex. It was Mannion tripping him up.
Good job by Deptula on the read, able to get the football outside to Hebert. Look at a great effort by Billy Mannion, the junior, getting the legs of Hebert as he turned the corner.
So it's a first down for the Cats. Joe pumps once, throws out, double coverage on the intended receiver. That was Bucharest, who already has 3 touchdown receptions on the evening, incomplete.
Olenowski on coverage, and Chris does a great job here as they try and do the out and up. Bucharest now with great catches here and 3 touchdowns already. Almost pulls it in. You see Olenowski right up in the face of Bucharest as he went to get the football. Goes as an incompletion. Good coverage on the outside by the senior, number 10, Chris Olenowski, who has been all over this football field for the Gales.
So it'll be a 2nd and 10 coming up for the Cats at their 29-yard line. 4 minutes and change left here in the third quarter. 14-point difference in the score. Offset I formation. Deptula under a rush. Manages to get away. And running in the open field, maintains his balance down to the 40, down to the 35, inside the 35. A great run by a great player before he's dragged down by Samaji.
Deptula kicked this offense into gear in the second quarter with a scramble. Here is another great one as he avoids the rush inside from Dempsey. And then look at him. Mania tries to get a piece of his leg, does not. It allows Deptula to go another 20 yards before Samaji wraps him up at the 35. What a run by Joe Deptula.
Well, and you've got a Dempsey appeared to jump, and Sean is saying no, it wasn't.
He's pointing a lot of fingers at the blue, and he's going to get that because the center jumped a little bit, Jeff Gilbert, and it pulled Sean Dempsey offside, so it'll be a 1st and 15 for the Wildcats. The ball backed up to the 40-yard line.
You know, buddy, our first game of the season, it's going to be awfully tough
to beat this one.
To top it.
What a start. And if Seymour puts another score on the board here, boy, I'll tell you, we're going to have a tremendous finish.
You love high school football, you got to love this football game. Packed place here at Finn Stadium in Shelton. 1st and 15. Deptula pumps once, throws. It will be picked off.
We got a penalty flag. I think this one's going to be brought back as the intended receiver for Seymour, number 21, Matt Bakaris got knocked off the football. Samaji, I think, with the interception, and let's see what the official has here. I think Samaji's going to get called for pass interference.
Yep.
And that's what it's going to
That's
be.
the call.
He knocked Samaji off his route. I don't know if we can pick it up. Again, Deptula gets back. A lot of time they run that pump fake to hold the outside linebacker and the safety. Right here, you see number 21 go down. Bukaris, we have to say that it probably was Glenn Samaji who caused that, but it's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and it's going to bring the football down to the 25-yard line, and it will be very close to a first down for, it should be a first down with the 5 and the 15, right, if my math works, so it will be a first down.
So the ball is brought down to the 25-yard line. The Cats are on the football.
Cats are on the prowl. They are moving.
First down, Deptula, hands off. That's Tursky into the secondary. Matt to the 10, to the 5, inside the 5. Touchdown, he got to the pylon. Matt Tursky, oh my.
Matt Tursky with a great run, 25 yards. Really just breaks through there and then does a great job from the 10-yard line here as Olenowski tries to get to him. He'll get apart, but he just gets in from the 5 all by himself. And we are back to a 7 or right now an 8-point football game. If they can convert this extra point, we're going to be 1 touchdown away. We are anyway with the 2-point conversion, but 3:41 left to go in this third quarter, and Seymour's come out here in the second half and scored 2 touchdowns.
Now the Cats are going for 2 here. Deptula.
Oh, let's see if they call that penalty.
Oh, he got in.
Wow, I'm going to give some great credit here to number 73 for Seymour.
Got in for the 2 points.
Matt Bordeaux. Watch Matt Bordeaux with the assist here as Deptula right here is stopped. Look at Bordeaux just bring him right into the end zone. Best friend to the quarterback is your tackle, and Matt Bordeaux, boy, either a tackle or guard. And boy, there's a lot of Shelton guys that are a little upset on that one.
Now the scoreboard clock is with the 2 points, of course. I would think that would bring it to.
I think we were wrong here. It must have been
obviously we're wrong.
Non-conversion, and this makes it 7 points.
And why else would the Cats have gone for the 2? Well, let's go with the scoreboard. And our new score then, Shelton 35 and Seymour 28. Buddy, we've got 3 minutes and 35 ticks remaining. And I'll tell you what, as you like to say, you got a pep rally on the other side of the field.
Big pep rally for the Blue here as they came out in the second half. They took something positive in at the end of the first half, and they have come out here in this second half and just established themselves.
Well, and they pooch it again as one of the up men for Shelton just falls on it.
I'll tell you what, there are some solid football players out here on this field as you see the kick now being covered. But this kid, Joe Deptula, has taken it upon himself to put Seymour back into this football game. He's had some help with Karras and company, but this young man has just taken over. He started in the middle of that second quarter when he went back in the pass and just scampered for a big first down about 35 yards, and he hasn't looked back since that point.
Oh, the Gales overload to the near side, and that's that slip screen. It goes to Olenowski, but the Cats are definitely defending better in the second half.
Pick up of about 5 as Olenowski will just take the throw, tries to get in front of his blockers, but good pursuit by Seymour. You see Tursky there gets the first hit. He'll get some help. Picks up 5. It'll be a second and about 5 for the Shelton Gales.
And the ball resting directly at midfield. 35-28, under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And momentum is on the side of the blue and gold. Short pass completion, or is it ruled an incompleted pass?
No, he got it, and he dove forward very close to the first down.
Olenowski on the reception.
And I think he's going to get a favorable spot here as we're going to have the chains brought out. See Olenowski catch it and then dive forward. Very close to the 45-yard line for that first down for Shelton. Let's get a look at the cheerleaders here on this near side, and they've been very happy, but right now I think this side is very apprehensive about the score and the ability of that Seymour Wildcat offense now to put some points on the board here in this third quarter and the end of that second quarter.
Now the Gales in the I-back formation. They'll hand off to Zarnecki.
He may not have gotten it.
I don't think he got it. It's going to depend on the spot.
I think he lost a step here, so it's going to be a fourth down. Interesting call here for Joe Bonanto. Zarnecki runs into a lot of problems very quickly.
You're going to bring out, you got to think, buddy, they got to bring out the chains on this.
No, they didn't. He didn't get back to the initial line of scrimmage. So what they're going to do now is force Shelton to make a decision. An interesting call. They're going to go for it.
Fourth
quarterback sneak.
Inches. Samaji behind his center.
Oh,
and Samaji is not going to make it. The Cats
does not even get close.
Let's see who made the stop. Number 18 might have been Tursky.
Samaji gets hit, he bounces out, and then he loses more. Look at Tursky just wrap him up. No, thank you.
A down lineman.
Boy, I'll tell you, if momentum isn't over there, that play is going to help.
I think Kastheimer got his got in there first. The initial
hits and forced Tursky or forced Samaji to try and bounce it out. Tursky was right there, and great field position here for the Wildcats.
And the Cats take over at their 47 before a stunned home crowd here at Shelton's Finn Stadium. Deptula, short drop. And he's going to be pinned down by one of the down linemen. See if Jared Comerford has better eyes than you and I, buddy. Sean Dempsey given credit. That's right, number 42. It's with also help inside. So 2nd and 10 coming up at the 47. Wing T look for the Cats. Deptula with the time, throws downfield over the middle on a great catch. Oh my, to Matt Bukaris. Broken wrist and all inside the 20.
Boy, what a great catch. This kid's playing with a broken wrist, as Eddie just said, and he lays out for this one. Just out, a great throw. Look at that. I'll tell you what, if that wrist is broken, he is playing like it isn't. What a catch on the 20-yard line.
Well, he just went to the soft cast yesterday. They had to find out if he could catch the football.
Oh, there's the turnover.
And the football is on the turf, and the Gales have come up with it as we go back and forth.
Joe Deptula gets up a little there with a hobble, but this play they've had problems with all day. They have had the mesh, and then Joe does a poor job here trying to throw it. Salem in the middle of that one and causes that fumble, and they're going to say that the Wildcats will hold on to the football. Can we get that one back in the truck to see what happened on that one? Why the Wildcats are going to continue to hold it, and they're going to run real quick.
Well, meanwhile,
can't throw the red flag out here like they do on Sundays.
Cats have it, and a 2nd down play right up the gut.
He pitched the football out. The question may have been whether they blew the whistle dead or blew the play dead right here on the handoff. Whether right here.
That's the last play.
That's the last play. That's Tursky trying to come up inside, so we're not going to get a chance to get a look at it. They might have ruled that the handoff, that the ball carrier was tied up before he released, before Deptula pitched that football.
3rd and 9, Deptula.
He's going for 21.
Throwing
I can't see it.
Into the end zone, off the fingertips. I think it might have been number 20, Chris Hebert.
All right, the truck just told us that we can't get that one back, but Hebert tried to go to the corner on the throw there, just out of his reach, brings up a 4th down here. Again, an interesting call for Seymour. They do have a kicker who can kick the football. Looks like they're going to take a shot at it here on a 4th and about 9 for the first down. They've got to get to the 10-yard line.
But you're right, buddy. They have McDomino has the range. He's well within his range right here, but the Cats want to put up 6.
Screen.
On a scramble, Deptula gets it off. That's Hebert. And Hebert will be stopped short at a line to make, and the football will go over on downs to the Gales.
Little screen here to Hebert as they come out. Look at Hebert set, makes the block, comes off the block, allows the rush to continue, and then Deptula just dumps him the ball. He comes up just a little short. I think it's Olenowski on the stop for the Shelton Gales, and they will start at about their own 14-yard line. 49 seconds left to go in this third quarter.
Well, it's been a great evening for high school football. It's been a great opener, our telemedia high school football game of the week, and the extra game this year for both teams. And
great game between two conferences here in the state of Connecticut, the Naugatuck Valley and Southern Connecticut.
You're right. Samaji, he's going to be pulled down after a short pickup, and time, in the meantime, time is run out here in the third quarter as Glenn picks up 3 on the play. And that'll do it. 12 more minutes left. Our third quarter score, Shelton 35, Seymour 28. Back with a fourth quarter right after this. Look at
Here's
that.
the play that was controversial here. I don't know how they don't get a fumble out of that one, because he couldn't have blown it dead unless it was an inadvertent whistle. But Shelton held on, or Seymour held on to the football on that play. So.
And buddy, just got clarification from the officials up here in the press box. I had miscalled after Seymour's third score.
We both did. I thought it went through too.
The first score for the Cats in the third quarter.
20 points.
So it was missed.
Points.
So there's where we are, and our score is 35 for Shelton and 28 for the Cats, and we begin the fourth and final quarter. There will, if this game were to end in a tie, that's where it would end. There's going to be no tiebreaker. That's Zarnecki spinning out of some tackles, spun out of the tackle of Bell before Deptula put him down. And we've got an injured Cat on the field, Kastheimer.
Zarnecki breaks the tackle inside, picks up good yardage for that first down.
There's Andrew.
Kassenheimer there, Andrew, down on the field there right in front of you for the Wildcats, but a first down close to the 28-yard line. You see Paul Sponheimer out there with the senior Andrew Kassenheimer, and they're working on that left leg. Hopefully it's nothing serious. The way they're pushing that toe, I hate to bring up leg cramps, but the way they're pushing, that's probably what it is. It's been an interesting game, to say the least, here, as the pendulum has swung back and forth between the white and blue. Shelton putting up 35 points before Seymour is able to really get started, and then once Seymour has gotten started, they have taken over the momentum and been able to make this a football game. 35-28 as we begin the fourth quarter. And that push is a leg cramp. That's how you're trying to stretch that muscle out and to alleviate that cramp.
Because it went back to the scoring in the game and the change of momentum. The score at one time was 35-7.
Yep.
And as you said, you know, Seymour has answered back with 21 unanswered points. And we always talk about the importance of fluids. A little bit on the warm side, and usually in the month of September in Connecticut.
Referees are going to give both teams a chance here to take a timeout. So we'll have a minute here while you see Andrew getting off the field, favoring that left leg as he goes to the sidelines. Gives both teams a chance to get a break here as we just begin this fourth quarter.
Back to when I mentioned the fact that there's no tiebreaker, our viewers might be interested, and some of them already may know that.
Maybe you can go over one of the reasons why the teams have decided not to play on that tie.
Well, okay, first of all, the Southern Connecticut Conference has not had a tiebreaker for as long as I can remember. And the Naugatuck Valley League had the tiebreaker until the coaches voted this past year not to have it. It all comes down to the playoffs.
You get points for a tie, you get
Right.
no points for a win.
Right.
So a tie gets you points.
So
They decided that it's better to get the points for the tie rather than play, maybe lose, not get any points.
And I talked to both coaches during the week, and they confirmed the fact that we would not have any overtime. I think we played enough football here this evening anyway. Samaji holds on to the football.
It's going to be a lot of tired young men because there's an awful lot of kids playing both ways. You see the guard coming out here, Sandrin, trying to allow Samaji to get around the corner. Good defensive play there by number 73 for Seymour as he came off the block and able to wrap up Samaji as he turned the corner. And that's for Seymour, number 73. I wish I had his name. Okay, Bordeaux. I'm sorry, Matt Bordeaux. Good play by Matt, the senior, 6'2", 225-pounder.
Second and long now for the Gales. Samaji winds up, throws. It's complete. Close to midfield. Olenowski.
And Deptula. It's either Olenowski, Deptula, Samaji. They're all over the field here. Watch it. Good set. Three-step drop. Samaji gets it out.
And guess who comes up limping a little bit is number 10 for the Gales, they could ill afford to lose his services. And Chris is limping somewhat as he comes to the bottom part of your screen.
It's going to take more than a limp to get these kids out of this football game.
First down at the 47. Samaji throws it out to Olenowski. And Olenowski taken down. It's a fine one-on-one tackle by Kukuro with Olenowski's speed.
Olenowski will take about a four-step drive down the field, just stop and step back, gets the football, and then does a good job of picking up a couple extra yards before Kukuro, who did an excellent job on the tackle, allowing Olenowski to pick up about 7 yards.
So the ball brought down to the 46-yard line of the Cats. 2nd and 3. The toss to Zarnecki. Zarnecki swinging wide to the left side. He's picked up the first down. Down to the 35 of Seymour. Joe Zarnecki.
We've got Olenowski down on the field, and he has a leg cramp also as Zarnecki turns the corner, able to get outside the tackle and pick up that first down at about the 35-yard line. Another great run by Joe Zarnecki, the junior. And that, I'm sorry, that's not Olenowski, that's number 23.
That's Pascos, Tom Pascos, buddy. 5'11", 140 40-pound senior. And Pascos is one of these players that when I talked to Coach Joe Bonanto before the season's very pleased with this young man and his development in the program. He's a senior, and as you and I have heard Joe Bonanto say many times, when you're a senior in Shelton, it's your time to step up.
And these guys do. Give credit to these young men and to the coaching staff and the ability that they have to bring these kids along, and the fact that these kids realize that some of them may not play until their senior year, and when they get that opportunity, they certainly take advantage of it. As Tommy is up and he will be helped off the field. Again, leg cramps early in the season because of fluids are a problem for all football teams, and coaches can't stress enough that you have to take the fluids, and if you don't, this is the result of it. 10:05 left to go here in this fourth quarter.
We've got a Shelton player, a freshman here, right? And no, he's nodding the fact that you need to take the fluids. Jared Comerford is our spotter.
And he has done an outstanding job here, as we have had a lot of movement and a lot of spotting to do here in this football game, and it's tough. The Shelton Gale numbers are not easy to pick out.
1st and 10.
He's got him.
Complete. Samaji to Rob Thompson, the H-back.
Thompson dropped one of these as he just comes off the H-back, little slot off the tight end, right down the seam, gets behind the linebacker, picks up a big play here as number 68 in on coverage, could not keep up with him, and he picks up a big first down for the Gales. You know, you never like to say never, but another touchdown here for Shelton. It may be too difficult for Seymour to get 2 more here, but you never say never. But certainly this is going to be a big series defensively for the Wildcats as they take a timeout right here. They know it. They've got to talk it over. They cannot allow the Gales to score here.
Well, Seymour's taking a timeout, and we'll take it. Gales have it down at the 16. First down. Zarnecki trying to find his way. The junior running back picks up a pair before the middle of the Seymour defense combines, led by John Harkins, the 6', 215-pound senior defensive end.
I think they give Zarnecki a chance to pick his spot as he tries to go outside, then just ducks back up inside, picks up a couple there, but they give him a little bit of freedom on that with that football to try and find a spot, and he's done a great job here tonight for Shelton and picking up the running yardage.
Well, they'll load up on the right side. The H-back is Rob Thompson there, and Samaji winds up and throws. It's going to be out of the reach and out of the end zone. He's going for number 10, Chris Olenowski. So it'll be 3rd and 8 from the 13.
Unbalanced with the H. A little overthrown here by Samaji as Olenowski never really picked it up until the very end and actually ran out of real estate, so he could not make that catch. So we've got a 2nd here for the Gales.
I don't know if we have
I think it should be a 3rd, right? Wasn't it
right.
First down the run?
Now, there is a flag on the play, and they're going to assess a penalty against the Gales. So they'll bring it back to the 22-yard, check that 27-yard line. And we'll repeat the down.
Tripping against Shelton.
How often do you see that? 8:48, that's the official time left in the game. And the score is Shelton 35 and Seymour 28, in renewal of this great rivalry. We're at Finn Stadium in Shelton. Out of the shotgun, Samaji under a rush. They're going to screen it. And that's Olenowski. Ball comes loose, but the play of it might have been ruled dead.
And Seymour, I think, dodges a bullet here because Shelton, they allowed that defensive line. Watch the blue jerseys as they really come after Samaji, and then he dumps the football off. There are a lot of white shirts in front of the ball carrier here. And boy, I'll tell you, the pursuit of those guys come back as Zarnecki is forced to try and find an opening. The blue came back and did a good job of preventing a very big play here as we get a timeout. 3rd and about 10 from about the 16-yard line for the Gales. So that penalty is a big penalty here as it took Shelton way back. Question of field goal now for Shelton too. Any points here would help the Gales up the 22, 23-yard line, so it would be a good 33-yarder. And that's a pretty good distance for a high school player.
Samaji is the extra point kicker, and
he's got the leg.
He's made field goals from what I understand. My recollection, he's made some in the past. Okay,
I'd be willing to bet if they don't pick up at least 5 yards here that they might take a shot at it. They would need at least 5 to go for it on 4th down, but we'll see what happens.
Well, Samaji's done everything else here this evening, so 3rd down and the football at the 16. Single back set. Samaji rolling, throwing. It's broken up at the last moment. Olenowski, the intended receiver, but a great play by Kukuro on the play. Olenowski talking to the official.
Again, Samaji has good time, buys more by getting out of the pocket and coming to the near side. This one, not a well-thrown football in the sense that the only person who had an opportunity was Kukuro, and he knocked it down. So we've got a 4th down here from the 16 about the 23-yard line here if they choose a field goal, and that's what they're going to do.
Yep.
So we're going to go for a 33-yarder here with Glenn Somagy.
You got it. And the holder out of the hold of Olenowski, and Glenn to attempt to make this a 10-point game. Kick is up. It's good. So Glenn Somagy is converted on a 33-yard field goal. The first points for the Gales in the second half, and they'll extend their lead to 38-28.
Solid leg here. He had about 34 yards on this one, but that's all he needed. Is it
Just
gets over the crossbar.
That's all you need.
A little more than he needed. That's a pretty good kick for a high school football player, and that is a big 3 points here with 8:03 left to go in this football game.
Joe Zarnecki set to tee it up. 8:03 remaining in the football game.
The Wildcats have 8:03. There is time, but certainly they've got to put 2 scores on the board now. So they're going to really come up and try and get as many plays off as they can as quickly as possible.
Zarnecki kicks it off in the direction of Tursky, and Tursky's got to pick it up. Back at the 5 is Matt. And on the far sidelines, Matt brings it across the 20-yard line before he's taken out of bounds, and that's where the Wildcats will set up shop. We're under 8 minutes to go. Shelton leads it, our Telemedia High School football game of the week.
This is a good kick because Tursky thought the football was going to roll out of bounds. He watches it as it goes right down the sidelines, and then it kicks back toward him. He picks it up at the 5 and does a good job of getting it back to about the 25-yard line where Seymour will start.
First down for Seymour at the 24, down by 10. Deptula throws downfield, double coverage, incomplete. He was going for Butkaris.
And he comes up with a little bit of a limp too as he got drilled by Chris Olenowski.
Cone and Olenowski on the coverage for the
As Butkaris was stretched out, Olenowski came over. Cone was on coverage, but Chris came over and delivered a pretty good hit. Butkaris got up with a little bit of a limp, but got back to the huddle. Again, no one in this game wants to go leave. This has just been solid. As get a look at some of the play, amount of offense being charted on the sidelines.
Deptula on 2nd and 10.
Dropped it.
Ebert in motion. The ball is on the turf, and the Gales are signaling they have the football. They do.
Penalty flag in the middle of that. Let's wait, but there is a flag right in the middle of that one. Well, I think the penalty is going against the Wildcats, so Shelton will take over, and that could be the very big part of this game here, as Deptula again does not get the snap, bounces along. There's the flag that came in there, and the Wildcats will now be forced to stop Shelton, get the football back, and get 2 scores themselves.
And Somagy's going to run it himself, and Glenn for 1 on the play. He's hemmed down at the 21-yard line.
Somagy just looks for an opening. He starts out and then just, again, tries to cut back up. Does a good job before he is wrapped up by Dennis Kukaro, who's had a lot of stops here for the Wildcats, and he's a senior, 5'10", 148-pounder.
And this is a senior-laden team for Seymour. Most seniors that they have had on their roster for as long as I can remember. A lot of seniors. Pass is complete from Samaji, and might have been ruled that the receiver had his knee on the turf.
Dangerous throw there because
Yes.
that one could have gone the other way. I think it's Olenowski, Chris, who makes the catch here, but Tursky was right in the middle, and you saw Olenowski go down here. He gets back up, but he'll be marked down as Shelton will take a timeout at about the 21-yard line with 6:36 left to go in this one. And this one has been a long football game for the obvious reason. There has been a lot of offense.
38 to 28.
A lot of scoring.
Yep.
And I got to give you credit because you're almost on the money here when we talked this week. Take a look here as Samaji gets it to the outside. Tursky almost gets a piece of it, and then Olenowski now, as he steps away, his knee never hit. It never went to the turf. They are going to spot him down, but can't fault anyone on that one. That was very, very close. Shelton will have a third down. And you were right on the money, Edward, when we talked this week. The only thing you didn't tell me was who was going to win, but you said it'd be about 38, 30, 34, somewhere in there, and you are right on the money.
Shelton has 1 timeout remaining. Seymour has 2.
Third down coming up for the Gales when we resume play here. I'll tell you what, buddy, no one's leaving.
I wouldn't leave this one.
I wonder why.
This one, when it was 35-7, everybody was thinking it was over, and Seymour, boy, they made believers of their fans, and just a little bit short here in this fourth quarter, but this one still isn't over. They need to stop Shelton, though, right here. This is a very big third down play.
Samaji on the toss, and we're going to have a double pass, and we're going to have a pass downfield, and it's going to be picked off in the end zone. That's Kukaro coming up with the interception. The toss back to Zarnecki threw downfield, so the Wildcats will have it.
This is not really a well-thrown football. It is thrown into coverage as Zarnecki just unloads it, and look at Kukaro. He is right there on coverage, and again, he has had a great game here for the Wildcats. They intended it for Chris Olenowski, but Seymour has the football. They need a big play or a couple big plays here right away to get themselves a score and try and get that football back.
Well, it's Deptula roaming in the secondary.
You need a big play. That's the guy you want to go to because he has been the major part of this Seymour offense here in this football game. He picks up the first down, and Seymour, without a huddle, is ready to go here, 6:19 and counting.
And remember that once you get that first down, you have the timeout when you move the chains. Tell you what, buddy, that clock doesn't appear to be moving.
Gives them a lot of time here to move the football if they can continue to make first downs.
That's right, 32-yard line. It's a first down, a deep drop by Deptula. Winds up, throws downfield, has a receiver out there.
Tursky just unable to come up with it. Try to get the football to Matt Tursky down the sidelines. Again, good protection for the quarterback. He's able to step up. He's able to get the football out there. Just goes through the hands of Tursky to his outside. Zarnecki with coverage. Second down for the Wildcats.
6:06 remaining in the football game. Shelton 38, Seymour 28. Our telemedia high school game of the week as we kick off the high school season. Deptula now going to run the football. Joe dragging defenders with him. He's got a great game here this evening, and he brings it up to the 45-yard line. We're going to stop the clock again because we're going to move the chains. Another first down.
Again, Joe able to sit in the pocket. And then he is able, with the presence, to see the field, to find an opening, and with his speed to take advantage of it for the first down.
Now Deptula on first down, throws out.
Great catch out there.
Kukaro.
Number 84.
And he stepped out of bounds, Bud.
Dennis Kukaro stops the clock. Another first down for the Wildcats. They're at the 45-yard line of the Gales.
Great time management. And with the clock stopped, well, the Cats are huddling. And the clock won't start until the snap of the football. at the 44 of the Gales. Seymour needs 2 scores. Deptula. Back to throw.
Oh, he's got him.
Has a wide open Chris Hebert inside the 20 to the 19.
That's what a quarterback like Deptula and also Samaji do, is he gets outside to contain. You put the outside linebacker and safety in a difficult position because they want to come up. As they come up, Deptula is able to just get the football to the outside. Hebert with the catch. They're down at the 20.
1st and 10. Deptula holds on to the football. Joe Deptula close to the 10-yard line, and it looks as if he might have picked up another first down. Joe Deptula.
Fake to hold, and then right behind it, coming behind the tackle, behind the block of number 73, allowing him to get up inside. And again, Bordeaux with the good block, giving Deptula room to run.
Deptula holds on to the football. He's not picked up a first down on the last play. This time he will. Inside the 10-yard line.
Fake inside the fullback, and then Joey Deptula picks up the yardage. Very close to a first down here. 4:50, plenty of time. 4:50 left to go in this one.
Ball at the 9. It's a 1st and goal. Taggart, the setback. Deptula rolls under a rush. Gets it off. In and out of the hands of Taggart. It'll fall incomplete. And the Gales almost got to Deptula on that last play, but it'll be ruled an incomplete pass.
Good job by Deptula to unload. Joe just avoids the sack here as Mannion was all over him, and he gets the football, almost gets a completion to Taggart, but at least they avoid the sack, and it's still a 2nd and goal around the 9-yard line.
2nd and goal on the 9. 4:36 remaining. Hebert a slot to the left side. Deptula looking for Butkaris in the end zone. Incomplete. Broken up by Olenowski.
Just a quick throw to the outside. They like to call that a fade route, but Olenowski with great coverage trying to get the ball to Matt Butkaris. Big 3rd down here, 3rd and goal.
And my mind is thinking if they don't make it on this down, they've got someone who can kick the field goal. We're talking about Vic Domino. They need 2 scores. Deptula winds up. It's picked off by the Gales. Intercepted.
Looks
and
like
it's
Glenn
Samaji.
Steps inside the out route. Deptula throws it. Samaji just steps up. They try to get the ball to Kukaro. Glenn Samaji may have ended this one for the Wildcats with 4:22 left to go. Realistically, what the Gales want to do now is just run some time and punt the football. Seymour needs 10 to win this one, and 10 means 2 scores, so Shelton just would like to not make a mistake here and not create a turnover, punt the football, and play some defense.
Well, Samaji brought it out to the 15. Zarnecki running out of that tailback spot. And he picks up 1 on the play, or maybe a pair, out to the 17-yard line.
Toss again. You see number 67 here, Brandon Dowdy, coming around, providing the block to try and get Zarnecki into the open. Zarnecki picks up about 2. Look for Seymour to start using their timeouts here too. They've got to take a shot here that they can stop him to get the football back. I would think they're going to use their 3 timeouts in the next 3 plays.
They'll hand off to the tailback.
Well, they're not going to do it now.
Zarnecki into the secondary. The junior running back. Midfield. Down to the 40 before he's finally spun down by Butkaris.
Great run here by the junior tailback, Joe Zarnecki, follows his blockers very well. And again, Kukuro there. Deptula had a shot at him, and finally he is going to get roped by Matt Vaqueris.
High formation for the Gales. Football down to the 37, 3 minutes and change, and the Gales can just tuck this away if they just hold the football on the ground and take off some more clock. Samaji on the carry.
Reverse pivot, Samaji just looking for an opening. Happy just to get to the line of scrimmage. 3:10, Seymour uses their first timeout. So each time Seymour uses a timeout, it's one less chance they're going to have if they do get the football back and score to be able to get it for that all-important second possession and second score that they're going to need. So right now, Shelton just happy to hold on to the ball.
Our thanks to our spotter. He's been with us before. He's used to staying up this late. I'm not. Jared Comerford.
Had a couple anxious moments up here, but the offense straightened it out with the defense for the Gales here with 3:10 left to go.
And kudos go out to our crew, our telemedia sports crew led by director Ron Carkett, for the excellent pictures here this evening at Finn Stadium in Shelton.
A few new men on board this year too for the
high school football season. And this is week 1. Next week,
stick around, guys. Amity, I buy the pizza, so we'll eat 1 week anyway.
Next week we'll be at DeFilippo Field. You talk about this is a rivalry week, the first 2 weeks of the season. Shelton Seymour. Next week we've got Ansonia at Derby. Running the football, that's Zarnecki, and going for the end zone from 37 yards out. Joe Zarnecki has put a capper on this football game.
Sandrin Downey, Mahalko, good job opening that right side up. Alcott along with Zabendin, just an outstanding job for that offensive line as Zarnecki takes it in for this 44th point of the football game. And now you're seeing some people leave this football stadium as with 3:01 left, the Wildcats have run out of options here, but they just came back and made it a great second half in this opener between the Southern Connecticut Conference and the Naugatuck Valley League.
Samaji to attempt the point after. And our new score here at Finn Stadium in Shelton. Shelton 45 and Seymour 28.
And I know sometimes, Edward, we don't talk about scores because of the way the games go, but we already know that Naugatuck was defeated by Notre Dame, so the Southern Connecticut Conference won that game. There was also a game between Wilbur Cross and Kennedy, and the Southern Connecticut Conference won that game. And I think they're going to win this one, so it's 3-0 for the Southern Connecticut Conference in the games between the inter-rivalries.
Also, game played last night, the night before we're taping.
Derby won against Wildcat, so
congratulations to
John Oko.
John Oko. Tell you what, they really stormed back because Wildcat had that game well in hand at halftime. They're leading 17-7, and the Raiders stormed back and pulled it out.
And Amity beat Pomperaug, and Brantford beat Foreign. So good night for the Southern Connecticut Conference in the opening of this 2002-2003 football season.
So 2:58 remaining in our game. And Zarnecki, who's been a busy young man, I'll tell you what, he's made his debut as a starter here, and he hasn't disappointed. Joe will kick it out of bounds, or kicks it out of bounds.
And we have the unenviable task of coming up
with the player of
with
the
a
game.
player of the game. And we are definitely going to go to the other members of the press box here tonight because there are an awful lot of young men. And I'll tell you, I wouldn't be adverse to giving it to Joe Deptula, myself also.
Outstanding game.
For Seymour, he just played a great game. As we've got a penalty, ball went out of bounds. But we've got a lot of guys from Shelton here who are deserving of recognition as the player of the game in this football game.
And it will be the first player of the game presented our new sponsor, the Naugatuck Savings Bank. And so stay tuned for that at the conclusion of this game and our slate of high school football games for the year 2002. First down for the Cats. On that slip screen. Tell you what, another player, kudos for Seymour, Boot Karras. A lesson in courage and fortitude to come back from that for that broken wrist and to play in tremendous effort.
Joe Deptula gets it outside. Bukaris, another guy who could get a player of the game here. He's got 3 touchdown catches. And how about WELI hanging around? They're going late tonight. I know the coach wants to get to that after dinner here, but his son here doing the game. And this has been a long one for all of us here as we're approaching the 10 o'clock level as
that's Joe
Deptula just scrambles and gets out of bounds. Coach Sponheimer a little unhappy at the hit, but I'll tell you, I might want to get him out of here right now. This kid has played all night both ways, and there's nothing to be gained here with 2:05 left.
Castaldi,
with this young guy, you got another 10 games to play here. And
Chris Castaldi, buddy, was chasing Joe around in the
He did. He got a run for his money here as, again, Deptula gets to the sidelines and out of bounds. Mannion runs into him right at about the 40-yard line. And they're going to get the penalty for the late hit. I guess they're going to call it.
Time is running down here. 2 minutes and 5 ticks remaining. 45 for Shelton, 28 for Seymour. So with the assessment of the late hit, the Wildcats have it at the 44 of Shelton. Deptula looking over the middle, has a wide open Matt Bukaris, and Bukaris tries a spin out of a tackle.
Had the first down, came back to train, make the big play, and he'll be short now of that first down, but really they're looking for big plays. Again, Deptula finds a wide open.
It was Mannion, I believe, number 4.
Bukaris, and look at Mannion just try and corral him, and as Bukaris tries to get around him, he runs behind the stake. Seymour again getting it off, and this kid with one hand makes every catch possible.
And Bukaris again on the reception.
He may be just about a yard after again trying to find an opening.
So we'll stop the clock again with a minute and a half remaining in the game. We'll move the chains. First down at the 33. Seymour on the football. No quit in these Cats. The fake inside to Taggart on the option. Deptula will be wrestled down from behind. Let's see if we can. That's Mannion again, I believe, 4.
Deptula goes to the outside.
Tell you what,
the corner. Mannion
on defense all evening long for the Gales. Well, Deptula rolls up and now is going to run the football. And Joe is knocked down at the 23-yard line. And another first down for the Wildcats down at the 23-yard line as we're under a minute to go. We wind down to our first game of the football season. And it's been a great one, no question about it. Kukaro on the reception. And the Cats want to get into that end zone.
We come back with Shelton in 2 weeks at West Haven, and West Haven is supposed to be a very good football team. So we can look forward to that. But next week we go up and do Ansonia, and that's going to be a great one. So we've got some good football ahead for you fans again.
Deptula scrambling, buddy, and he's going to pick up a first down. And Seymour is going to have a 1st and goal.
22 seconds left here, and Seymour wants one more.
And Jared Comerford wants some extra time, overtime. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm tired. Overtime. He didn't sign on to do this long a game. And the clock is moving. Deptula will roll.
He's not going to get in, and see if Seymour takes a timeout here. I don't think so. They're going to throw the ball down here, see if they can get the ball snapped. I don't think they're going to do it.
I don't even think they're going to get it off. That's it. And our time is run down here. Our final score from Finn Stadium in Shelton. Shelton 45 and Seymour 28. We'll be coming back with our Naugatuck Savings Bank Player of the Game right after this.
And the consensus was the Naugatuck Savings Bank Player of the Game, our first one for the 2002 football season, number 21 from the Shelton Gales, Joe Zarnecki. Joe, come on in here, a couple of presentations. First of all, the plaque from Naugatuck Savings Bank Player of the Game. Congratulations.
And the T-shirt symbolic of just a great effort, the initial game of the year for the Shelton Gales, and you just had a great football game. About 240-plus yards running the football. Great job on defense. First question has to be, when you went in at halftime, you were up 35-14. What did Coach tell you about the second half?
Well, we just wanted to keep the intensity up like we had in the first half. And the second half came around. They scored 3 touchdowns. We were down. We came back up. We stepped it up in the fourth quarter. That's what we've been working on.
What do you think the turning point of this football game was for your football team when Shelton or Seymour brought it back to within 7?
I think the fumble where Bill Mannion picked it up on the 20-yard line, that just helped us. That just lifted our ball club up very much.
You come in as an unknown as a running back, and you've continued the Shelton tradition. We heard a lot about Tursky and Hebert and stuff, and everybody just has to walk away from here saying, boy, this kid is really a great football player for Shelton. How do you feel with that offensive line? Because they're young also, they're starting. What do you feel the secret was to the running game tonight?
I think the secret was to get the guys to push the D-line off the ball, get some penetration in there so I can get free in the open field.
You had a great game on defense also, and there's a lot of guys, you, Chris Olenowski, Glenn Samaji going both ways. How do you feel with the number of plays that you guys have to play here for Shelton?
We just have to suck it up, you know. It's tough going both ways, but you just got to do it to help the team out.
How do you feel really right now after the whole spring, the summer, and getting ready to play here? How does this one feel?
I'm excited. We've been working up to this game since January, and it's a great feeling right now. I can't really explain it.
Enjoy it. We're going to see you in 2 weeks against West Haven. As Coach says, take them week to week, and I know Coach just told you nobody gave you a chance to win this one. You guys just came out and played a great football game. You made the Southern Connecticut Conference proud, and you made your school proud. Just a great effort by your football team.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Joe, just stay with us for just a little bit. And that'll wrap things up from here at Finn Stadium in Shelton. And this reminder that next weekend, we'll be down at DeFilippo Field in Derby. It'll be Ansonia at Derby. Once again, our final score from here at Finn Stadium in Shelton. Shelton 45 and Seymour 28. I think I have that score correct.
Yes,
okay.
No one could die if you're wrong. A lot of points.
And for our Naugatuck Savings Bank Player of the Game, Joe Zarnecki and Buddy Chernovitz, Ed Clements. Good night, everyone.